We're live. Look, I did it. We're live, everyone. Welcome to Benzinga Live. Spencer, Aaron, we have the next 2.5 hours to kill. And we're going to do that by, what are we going to do? We're going to talk about yesterday.
Well, my first question,
Yep.
and I honestly have no clue, is today the 1-year anniversary of the height of GameStop stock price?
I'm glad you asked. We can look that up.
Okay.
So we'll do that.
I'll throw this out there. I have not seen anything out there. For some reason, I just woke up and felt like...
You felt it in your bones?
Yeah, I was like, a year ago today was when shit hit the fan.
He felt it in his soul. Yeah. He woke up and it was...
January 27th, that number, that date rings. It might be like the 20... I don't know.
It was Aaron's...
It's around this time.
Aaron's subconscious was like, GameStop.
I know. I was getting flashback.
Sadat says he remembers losing money. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Hey, Sadat, I think you emailed us and nobody responded to you yet, and I apologize for that.
It's not acceptable.
Unacceptable. Somebody will respond. What's up, Rich? Okay, so here's what we got today. We are going to talk about the 1-year anniversary or not of GameStop. We'll schmooze about the Fed for a couple minutes here and there. I can't imagine we'll spend too much time on that. We're going to talk BioTech with Vivi, BioTech, the Bio Queen at 12. 15. I think Luke is still set to join us.
I know. I tried to go over there and confirm with him, but he seemed busy. So
okay, I think Luke is still set.
Either going to come or not.
It is Thursday, and on Thursdays at noon, Hot Stocks Luke comes by, so we'll have that on. I'm excited for our one. Oh, and we have options Mike at 12:45, right?
Correct.
And then our 1:30 guest is going to be fun. We're talking to Bob Vanech. He's the founder and CEO of Treble Music. He is part of that Going Public series we talked about last week. His company is currently in the midst of a fundraise, and they are trying to go after Spotify / Apple Music. Very interesting stuff. So we're going to talk to Bob. That'll be at 1:30. And yeah, in the meantime, we're just going to hang out, do what we do. Talk stocks, talk crypto, talk about life, and
speaking of crypto,
yeah, I was gonna roll the intro first, but
no, go ahead.
Go ahead and roll the intro. All right. This is Benzinga Live. Spencer Israel and producer AB. What's up, everybody? How we doing?
Someone told me buy high, sell higher. So.
Let's get Matt Hammond on the show. Talk some IPOs. Jake Wojacek from Trend Spider. We have
breaking news.
Aaron just walked away. This is what happened. He just literally left. I ran the intro, and he's gone. Look. What is going on? Voodoo, did I get your email? I don't know. I'll be honest with you, Voodoo. I don't know if I got your email. I'll have to double check. Is Lisa King coming on our show? Now or never. Okay, this is what we had a meeting this morning to talk about this. This is what we're going to try and do. No promises, but this is what we're going to try and do. There are several companies, public companies, that are basically meme stocks, and I'm not talking about GameStop and AMC. I'm talking about like the smaller ones, right? BBIG, Genie. There's a couple others. We're going to. Oh, Aaron's back.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to try to do a day where we get all these companies on the show, not like together, not at the same time, but on the show. We're gonna get them all on one. We're gonna do a special like meme stock show. That's our goal. I don't know if we can pull it off. I don't know. If the companies, if the timing will work out, but that's what we are going to try and do that in the next couple of weeks. So I'm just going to say hold tight on that, on the Lisa King thing. I'll have an update for you. If not next week, then the week after. Meme Stock Monday. Maybe. But we looked on the calendar. There's a couple of days that are pretty wide open. We're going to try and get all these companies on the same day, and then you can all leave us alone after that happens.
All right, so I've got something I want to talk about that's not really market related, but it is financially related.
Financially related. All right.
So I have plans to go out President's Day weekend skiing in Colorado. Hold on, I'm also going to share my screen because while I'm talking about this, I'm going to pull up my Benzinga Pro.
Okay.
And fact check this GameStop.
Well, I just did that.
Oh, okay.
So this is the GameStop chart, and I went back, and the height of the madness for GameStop was January 28th.
So tomorrow. So my gut feeling was one day off.
Your gut feeling was pretty close. My gut feelings are never that accurate. So let's just zoom in on this. Let's just zoom way in, and we'll go way here, and we'll just look. All right. So a year ago today
is when it kind of started. Well, not started, but when it the peak. It's whatever it comes right before the peak.
Oh, I never noticed this. The peak in volume was the 26th, 2 days before the peak in price. Huh. Interesting. I didn't notice that before. Anyway, so tomorrow is the 1 year anniversary of the high, the $483 high in GME. Cool. How do you want to celebrate? Wait,
tomorrow?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll brainstorm after the show.
All right.
Maybe we take a trip to GameStop tonight and buy some memorabilia. Honestly, if GameStop didn't put out merchandise, shirts that said GameStonk and stuff like that, they should have. Because I would have gone to GameStop and bought something. Also, yeah, should we try to play it? Buy a GameStop call in case tomorrow people go rush out and buy it on the 1 year anniversary? Who knows?
Maybe.
Down about 6% today. I don't know. Also, before we end the show today, I do want to talk about Hood. I'm looking at some options to trade Hood, who reports earnings today.
All right, we'll get there.
All right, but back to what I was going to talk about. That's not market related, but it's financial related. If you are a cop, law enforcement, someone like that, tune out right now.
Oh boy.
So, like I said, I have plans to go skiing President's Day weekend in Colorado. It's no secret that this is a very expensive thing. I don't think I can afford paying $200 a day for lift tickets, even to go skiing for 3 days. It's gonna be $600.
Not to mention equipment rental, right?
Yeah, so the rental's actually cheaper.
Travel.
Exactly. Luckily, I have free lodging there, so that's the one thing that I'm saving money on. The flights aren't insane. So I have a couple options here. I have a couple different crypto plays, options plays I might try to make before then to try to raise some capital. That's obviously very risky because then if I lose that capital, I'm even less likely to be able to ski. But here are some different options that I'm debating. So it's in Breckenridge, which is run by Vail Resorts. Vail Resorts on their career page has a bunch of listings offered for jobs, and they're short-staffed. So one of my thinkings is I could... a 3-day pass. That's a great idea. It's a stock. So this is market related. I could get a job bartending at one of their restaurant resorts and work there for a night and use my employee free ski passes and just never show up for another shift. That's one option.
No, that wouldn't work.
Why wouldn't it work?
Can't you just fund your trip by buying puts on Vail Resorts and...
Dude, I don't know.
Wait,
I've been hearing.
Wait, President's Day. So we have 3 weeks.
I've been hearing that the mountains are freaking packed, but I do think they have labor shortage. They're having to not sell as many. They're not selling as much as they would in terms.
Should we try and fund your trip with a trade on the stock?
I like that. It's a great idea.
Okay. Can you pull up the options chain on Vail?
I will. Yeah.
And ticker MTN. You can see the chart now. Let's zoom.
So we'll look at monthlies. You want to play it on the downside?
Well, I just looked, and the all-time high was in November. We've been on a steady down. I would be much rather. Well, it's hard. It's so hard because the market is not directional right now. It's choppy. It's very difficult.
These options are pretty expensive, actually. So if I wanted to buy this isn't too bad. February 18th, if I wanted to buy a $250 put,
can we sell something? Can we sell some puts or calls?
$370.
Can we sell some puts or calls and get some income?
Ooh, no, I don't have enough collateral for that. We could do a spread. We could talk to Options Mike about that. Darren's voting for calls. I kind of agree with how beaten up the stock has gotten since October. I mean, it's not even ski. It's the.
Can we sell some calls? That's what. Okay. Oh, you can't do that.
No, selling calls is bearish.
Yeah, I know. He said calls. I'm saying.
Oh, I thought Darren was saying he's voting for buying calls.
I don't know what I interpreted it to mean he said.
And I interpreted it the other way.
All right.
Okay, Dylan, that's a good idea. I honestly did not even think about that. 3-day pass in advance will save you money. So I had 2 other options that we haven't gotten to yet. Option 1 was finding a job there, working like 1 day.
Option 2 was
hoping they don't like if say I worked a Friday night at the bar.
Yeah.
And then tried to ski the rest of that weekend. Like, what if it's just like over the weekend they don't cancel my like employee lift tickets? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's a chance they like do it the next week. So I don't know. That's one option. Option 2.
Option 2 is the option.
All right. So now we have 4 options. Option 2 is the option.
Okay.
Option 3. This is the one that, again, if you're a cop, law enforcement agent, just tune out, mute for a second. I think you can buy fake ski passes on the dark web.
How does one even get on the dark web?
I don't know. I called Aaron Thomas to ask him the other night, and he didn't know. So that one will.
If our IT guy doesn't know, then I don't know.
Here's the 4th option
We need a new IT
that
guy.
I came up with just today.
Yeah.
So a lot of these dating apps have modes that you can go on travel mode. What if I set like my Tinder to travel mode in Breckenridge and tried to match with a girl that works at the ski resort before then, establish a rapport, and then say, oh, by the way, I'm in Breckenridge this weekend. Can I buy some ski passes through you at like an employee discount?
So you're upfront about it. You're like, hey, can I?
Yeah, I could even make my bio on the thing like, hey, looking for someone specifically that works at the resort.
Of all of these, of the 4 of these ideas, I guess it was 5 because the other idea was buy the 3-day pass, which is the above board idea. I like the options trade the best.
Okay.
I don't love the idea of committing of
what could potentially be a felony. Voodoo is pointing out.
I can't speak to whether it's a felony or not, but it's a crime. So let's see if we can not do that. The idea of the Tinder play, I guess if you're upfront about it, there are worse. It's not as bad as the other idea, the working at the bar idea.
That's a bad idea. I guess, yeah. Young Money's saying that probably won't work out.
What, the Tinder idea?
No, the bar idea.
The bar idea won't work. The bar idea won't work.
I feel like it could be one of those things that just slips through the cracks. Oh, David Lynn's got a 6th option. Man on the slopes. Benzinga.
Man on the slopes. Can you even imagine how that would work? It's a good idea, David.
Scrambler, bet on a football game. Maybe I'll text Cowboy. That's actually a good idea too.
Wait. Okay. Can you even? What was I gonna say?
Well, I guess actually too. This could all be a moot.
Shoot.
This could all be a moot point because So yesterday when the market dipped. So okay, let's use this to segue into what happened yesterday afternoon. So for the majority of yesterday morning and into the early afternoon, the markets were all up. Like, I think the Qs were up 2.5% or something. And then they actually moved higher right at 2 p.m. when the Fed statement came out. But kind of like we talked about yesterday, it's similar in a way, analogous to when a company reports earnings. You get the first move off of the numbers that come out, but then you get your real move when the guidance comes out.
Yeah.
When Jerome Powell came out 30 minutes after that at 2:30 and started speaking, the markets took a nosedive, which was pretty atypical for a Jerome Powell speech, or at least what I've found in the past couple years.
I don't even remember at this point, but
yeah, it's all a blur. But the markets took a nosedive. I was looking at it and I was like, this is. It was very, to me, it just seemed very dramatic, right?
Stupid.
Yeah, I mean, Microsoft reported great earnings on Tuesday night, and yesterday, Wednesday, Microsoft was trading up like 4 or 5% for most of the day, and then when the market crashed, went down to like up 2%, and I was like, all right, this is ridiculous. Like, that first move for Microsoft to go up 5% after that earnings report was warranted. That's legit. The 3% move down from Jerome Powell saying what we all already knew, what Wall Street all expected. There was no surprise. There was no new news. I went out and bought a Microsoft call on the dip yesterday. Let me pull up my Robinhood because at one point, I only had one options contract because this is where I usually would have like trimmed. At one point, it was up like $500. I didn't sell it. It moved back down. I actually set a stop limit on it, and then it sold on the way down while Microsoft kind of sold off for a minute, I guess, at like 10 a.m. And then I got into some Apple calls after that. I have one Coinbase call that's going to
Wait, that's not. Oh, did you misinterpret what I said?
No,
I didn't say to buy the Apple call.
I know.
Oh, okay.
So I asked Spencer at like 9:45, like right here when I was up like $300. I was like, Spencer, should I sell this or let it ride?
Mind you, I'm on the phone when he asked me this.
But this was more pressing than whatever Spencer was on the phone about. Spencer told me to let it ride, which I was actually surprised by because usually Spencer's the more conservative one.
Yeah, I am.
Between him and I.
Yep.
And a couple other guys I was asking in the office told me to sell it. I didn't, and actually I was glad I didn't sell it because it ended up moving up a lot higher. But then it started coming back down, and that's when I got scared and sold it. And then, of course, when I did, Microsoft started moving back up. But then I was looking around the markets for some other like things that I liked, and I was surprised that these Apple calls, the 167.5 that expire tomorrow, actually weren't terribly expensive. And Apple's at 163 right now. So I mean, say they have a great report and open up 4 or 5% tomorrow. That's $8. That's $170. I'm perfectly in the money. So I got into these, and what I feel like happens with Apple a lot, and I don't have the data or numbers in front of me. I feel like Apple trades higher into earnings more times than not.
Oh,
whether that means that
glad you mentioned that.
Whether that means that it trades higher after earnings, I don't know. But into earnings, I think we see a little increase in volume because Apple is like it's just an earnings. It's like I'm trying to think of an analogy.
I'm gonna give a free plug to a site that I use called Market Chameleon. They don't pay us, but they definitely should.
I mean, look at this. The past 6 quarters, Apple's beat or matched Like Apple just always performs well in earnings.
Dimitri, if you're out there, hit me up. I'm giving you some free press right now. I use that site to look at how stocks behave into and out of earnings. And Aaron's theory that Apple trades higher into earnings is, it's interesting. It's correct on an average basis. On average, yes, Apple trades higher into earnings, but there are actually, if you go out and just look at the day before and just look at 2 days before, there are actually more negative occurrences than positive occurrences. The difference is that the positive occurrences are larger than the negative occurrences. So in the aggregate, it is a positive average, but if you go back to the 1 day and 2 days prior, it does trade a lower more than it trades higher. If you go out further beforehand, Apple almost always, like if you were to buy Apple 2 weeks before the earnings report and sell it the day of the report, it almost always moves higher in the 2 weeks prior and the 1 week prior. But if you're looking at just the 2 day and the 1 day prior, it's very mixed. Now, that's all old news now because Apple reports tonight. So let's look at after the fact. After earnings, if you go 1 day out, if you buy Apple today and then sell it at some point tomorrow, there's basically a 50-50 chance that you're going to make money on buying the stock today and selling it tomorrow, based on the average returns over the last 3 years. If you're going to hold it for 2 days, hold it for 3 days, or hold it for 1 week or 2 weeks, you have a much greater chance. The average 2 week gain, so we're talking about buying Apple today and selling it 2 weeks from today. The average 2 week gain would be it's a little over 1%, which is not a lot in the average, but there's 2 positive occurrences for every negative occurrence. So you're basically two out of 3 chance that the stock trades higher if historical patterns stay the same. And some of these some of these quarters, it's had massive earnings runs. So the bottom line here is, more often than not, Apple does trade higher in the days and weeks after an earnings report, if you're willing to hold for a couple of days. That's the takeaway from that. I hope that was helpful.
I think it was, yeah. And I honestly don't disagree, Darren, that there are probably better plays out there than Apple right now. That was just the one that caught my eye. I think what happened was I was expecting the specific contracts I was looking at to be more expensive than they were. So when I saw them, that they were only, I mean, let's see, we can look at it right here. What I bought 3 contracts at 114. So I spent 342 on these 3 contracts. Yeah, I mean, like I said, like I think I was just expecting them to be a little bit higher, a little bit more expensive, and they weren't. So I went out and bought them. Kind of a YOLO play. With that said, I do have about $400 left of buying power. So if anyone's got some better plays that might help fund my ski trip, then let me know. Suna D in the chat saying, isn't Apple facing supply chain issues? And yeah, that may be true, but everyone right now is. So why? So the question is about relativity, right? Is Apple better suited than its competitors when it comes to the supply chain issues, or worse off? And I would imagine, again, without knowing, that Apple's actually in a better position when it comes to certain supply chain issues compared to other players in the space.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're basically flipping a coin, and we're heads or tails. Either it's a good quarter or it's not. I mean, we're not here to tell you it'll be one way or the other. All we can really do is follow the price action. And actually, that's an idea that I'm sort of getting more and more behind. You know, since I've been at Benzinga, you know, I've been, you know.
Well, I don't even think it's because I think I think it's more likely than not Apple reports a good quarter.
Well, let's go back and look at the history. Let's go into the pro.
But what I was going to say is I think even if Apple reports a good quarter, there's a chance the stock trades down tomorrow. We saw that a couple quarters ago when it was when the quarter Amazon, Apple all reported like their best reports ever, and all the stocks traded down because it was kind of at the very tail end of the COVID run, and they were like, all right, this growth is amazing, but it's unsustainable. It's not going to continue going.
All right. So let me make this easier for you all to see. I've got my pro. This is a history of Apple's earnings reports going back every single quarter. I think I went back to like 2012 I went back to 2013. All right, and let's go look, and let's just look at the amount of green on the screen. Green equals they beat, red equals they missed. I'm going to make these columns a little bit smaller, just so you all can see it better. All right, so we see, as it pertains to earnings per share, Apple comes in higher almost always. They almost never miss the estimate on their earnings per share. Last time they missed the estimate was in 2000 they came in even with the estimate last quarter, but they missed in 2016. It's been 6 years since Apple missed their earnings estimate on the EPS.
That's incredible.
Now, on the sales, on the revenue, the top line number, all the money coming in the door, they have missed before. They missed last quarter. They missed in once in 2018. But still, bottom line is this. This is a company that beats the expectations almost always. Does that translate to the stock going higher? Well, we just talked about this. Usually, yes. Usually it does.
Ron is saying that a week ago he purchased a new Apple computer, delivery mid-March. They're having trouble getting chips.
Delivery mid-March. Wow.
Aaron.
That's a long time.
Are we seeing that? Is it hard to buy a Mac computer right now?
No. Is it hard to get delivery?
Yes. It takes
All right, because you all can't hear what's happening right now. Aaron asks if it's hard to buy a computer. Producer Aaron Thomas says no. I ask, is it hard to get delivery? He says yes. That's what we thought was funny.
So yeah,
Spencer asked better questions than me.
It's not hard to purchase it, but for a point of reference, right?
Wait, Roland, can they hear you right now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure
because I don't have my headphones.
We're not wearing headphones.
Yeah. No, I just got. Well, actually, Aaron just ordered me a new MacBook for work, and that's not going to come till like end of February/March.
Okay,
so we can order MacBooks, but not ski passes.
Do you want to come over and explain this? Okay, just come on, because this is the guy that orders all of our technology. He's gonna producer Aaron Thomas from the Benzinga Cannabis Hour and occasional trivia segment. What's up, Aaron?
What's up, Spencer? How's it going?
All right, good. So how hard or easy is it to get delivery of these laptops right now, from your experience?
So the MacBooks, the M1 MacBooks, right? The ones that they came out with last year, the 2020 version or models. Those are that's what's in front of me right now. That's just the straight up M1 chip. Those are fairly easy to get. You can get delivery almost the next day. If you want an M1 Max or an M1 Pro and you spec it out from Apple's website, then that will take about a month, give or take, and for delivery.
All right. So buy it off the line. Don't spec it out is the takeaway here, I think.
Yeah, but if you're buying that kind of laptop, right, it's more so geared for creators and people who need that kind of performance. So yeah, you're gonna spec it out and get the best performance because you're gonna buy an expensive laptop. You want it for a few years.
Yeah, I bought a MacBook Air 2 months before COVID.
Suck.
Massive mistake.
They suck.
Massive error.
Never buy it.
I do not recommend you buy a MacBook Air
unless you are just like starting out in school and you're just watching like Netflix and stuff.
Right.
That's what you need.
Well, in November of 2019, I was like, I never use my laptop. Why would I need to use my laptop for work things ever?
Yeah, I mean, the advantage is that it has good battery life, right? But with the new M1 chips, it's pretty similar. The new M2 MacBook Air that's set to come out.
M2s, are coming out soon.
That's supposed to be quite the game changer. So
we'll see what happens there. Maybe we'll get some updates when that comes out.
All right, Aaron Thomas with the boots on the ground channel checks on Apple's supply chain problems. Thanks a lot.
Happy
All right.
to help.
That was a fun tangent that we went on. Anyway, as it pertains to Apple, is it a good stock to buy? Usually, bottom line, it's usually a good stock to buy. Are they going to have supply chain problems? Yeah. This is how the call will probably go. This is my prediction. They're going to talk about iPhone being a strength. It's always a strength, right? It's the largest segment. So they're going to talk up the iPhone. They're probably going to skew conservative on in light of all the chip shortages. They're going to skew. I think they'd rather skew conservative.
I don't want that for my calls.
But it's better for the long term if you skew conservative now and then come in higher later. So they're going to skew conservative on the iPhone front. There, that's basically what Tesla did last night. If you're listening to that call, Tesla, I felt like it was a pretty reserved call, not in a bad way. It definitely wasn't bad, but I felt like it was not. They were not over the moon. They weren't like setting the bar up here. They were setting the bar down here, right? So they can come in and beat the bar later. That's what I think Apple will do. So, wait, Aaron, Ron asked what laptop this is. What is this?
That is an Intel chip.
This is an Intel chip 16-inch MacBook. That's
the last thing I'll say on this topic is I actually so I have an Apple credit card.
This is a great laptop, by the way.
That's through Goldman Sachs, through Marcus. And what you can do through the Apple card is I purchased my laptop on essentially layaway. Like I paid for it $100 a month for 12 months or something.
Oh, so buy now, pay later.
Yeah, but it's not through like a firm or anyone. It was just through Apple. I don't know. Maybe they had someone on the back end doing it. But it was like no interest. So at the time, like I could have paid the whole $1,200 and bought it, but like why not pay the exact same amount of money over 12 months and I could use? Think about it. I mean, if I had a $1,200 and I used it all at once for the laptop, or I used $100 for that month, and I had $1,100 left that I could then deploy and start making some more money off that. And essentially, like if you're, making smart decisions with your money, you could pay for that laptop over time for free.
Yeah, this is the other reason why I think buy now, pay later is silly, because it's not even a new idea. You're doing it right now. You don't even.
Not anymore. I officially paid off. I own this laptop now as of like last month.
Okay.
But for a year, I was renting it, leasing it. I don't know.
I don't know what the word is. Anyway, hey, let's take a quick look at crypto, and then I'm gonna go see if Luke Jacoby wants to come on the show, because it is his time slot right now. Crypto update brought to you by Voyager. Let's do that right now. All right, how's the heat map look? Heat map is looking, all right. Crypto in a bit of a red day. Look at Bitcoin down almost 5%.
But remember, that's on a 24-hour basis.
Wait a minute. Am I looking at the right map here? I think I'm looking at the wrong map. I have two different pages open.
Yeah, refresh that real quick. I don't think that's right.
This is not right. This ain't right.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
No, that's not right. It is right. All right. Wow, really? All right. I guess that is right. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Bitcoin down 4.6%, ETH down 5.5%. Again, this is a rolling 24-hour performance heat map. That's where this data comes from. Everything down in the last day. Gosh, Solana 92. I like round numbers. They're psychological. I like Solana over 100. I like ETH over 3K. I like Bitcoin over like 40 or like 40K. That's what I like. I haven't bought any new cryptos in a minute. I could get talked into probably one or two more. But that being said, I am sticking with my plan. I am buying more Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana a little bit every month.
I have a coin that I think you may be interested in, Spencer.
Oh, I know where this is going. You want to share your screen? You want to?
I will. I'm on the coin market cap for this coin right now, and I think it's actually holding up better than some other cryptos in the market. It's not on the heat map yet, but as the market cap for this coin increases,
it will be on the heat map.
I hope to see it on the heat map soon. And this is a real coin. Yeah, I don't want to hear anyone laughing. It is called Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu.
Very nice.
It is right now 0.000000474.
Wait, Hot Stocks Luke already bought this. Yesterday.
He already bought it?
Yeah.
Did you actually? You didn't tell me?
Did you buy that?
Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu. It's 000. I mean, can someone do the math on me for this real quick? If you put $100 into this, how many Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inus would I own?
Just start spoofing the market with big orders.
With big orders?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Come sit. I know. I'm.
I only have
Come on. Come sit. Come join us. Yeah. Is that okay?
Would you rather be with Spencer?
All right.
All
10
right.
minutes
Bull versus bear debate.
on the clock.
Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu. I'm bullish. Yeah, I mean, I agree, Patrick Starr. Sounds legit. It doesn't sound like anything can go wrong with this. I'm throwing a couple $100 in. We'll see what happens.
All right. What's up, producer AB?
What is up, Mr. Jacoby? What is on your radar today?
All right. So we're making some live trades today. I got 10 minutes on the clock. That's all I get every week. I get 10 minutes. Producer Spencer limited my time. I used to have 1 hour a day. Today we have 10 minutes. I'm loading the brokerage account now so we can get into it. What do you want to talk about first? Peloton, Netflix, or Robinhood? Those are the three I have.
Okay. I was gonna throw out. We also have Apple after the close today. Visa as well. We had MasterCard this morning. But
Neither yeah. Okay. Fine.
Let's start with let's start with Peloton.
No. Let's do Visa.
Okay.
Visa.
I actually like Visa into the earnings right now because MasterCard reported a great quarter, and Visa's trading up on that. It's trading up 2%. But I think it's got more. I think it's got more legs to go.
All right, hold on.
I'm pulling up my Benzinga Pro right now. We're gonna get Visa's chart up here. Let me know in the chat what you guys think about Visa into the close today. Again, MasterCard this morning already gotten a nice little bump, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see Visa up like another, I don't know, 3-4% tomorrow.
All right, here's the move on Visa. Okay, Visa is a great stock. We're making a lot of trades today, producer AB. God, I wish we got more time on this show.
We're almost exactly a year away from the peak on GameStop tomorrow.
Yep,
So
that was a wild day. All right, so here's the move on Visa. You got a chart up there, 1 year?
Yep.
Okay. This is a great stock. Give me monthly candles on Visa.
Yes, sir. Oh, wow.
And Ron, my phone number is 248-207-0141. You can call me at any time. All right, so how much history are we looking at right now, producer AB?
We are looking
So
at
small.
going back. Yeah, I'm trying to zoom in real quick. We are going back to 2009 here.
All right. Steadiest stock around. Can you all agree with that with me in the chat? Steadiest stock around. What I like to do against this stock, because I own shares, and I don't own a ton of shares, but I like to sell puts against it. So give me. Can you put my screen up, producer AB?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. So here's what we're gonna do on Visa.
Can you give us a couple zooms on there so we
Yeah.
can read the?
All right, we're in the live brokerage account. We have the options chain up. I'm looking at the 190. Can you pull me up a chart now, a dailies chart, please?
Yes, sir. Back to BZ Pro, switching from monthlies to dailies. And let us know in the chat what you guys think. If you like Visa long right now.
What's that low down there? That double bottom. That's a double. If you look left.
Oh, back here.
Yeah, but what are those two?
190.
Oh yeah, let's go, baby.
So we're at 210 right now. We have two previous supports at 190. So are you gonna?
Yeah, that's the price I was already looking at. If you can flip me back.
Yep.
Okay. So
walk
we're
me
back to the brokerage account. So hide this guy. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to sell puts against Visa. So that's going to make us essentially long the stock. And I see somebody in the chat who is that I can't see AB. My
Darren?
eyes are.
Are you looking for Darren?
Yeah, that's Darren.
190 seems safe.
So he's saying 190 seems safe. Not a lot of premium. I don't think it's horrible. I don't think.
Well,
it's
how much
horrible.
premium would this trade raise right now?
So right now it's $2 on the monthlies. I don't want to go further out than that. So basically you're getting $200 of premium. Yeah, it's really not that great. It's a decent point that he's making. So you sell one contract, you get synthetically long the stock. You take the $200 that you're going to get by selling the put. If the stock is above 190 22 days from now, that's the February monthly expiration, the stock goes below 190, you are then forced to buy the stock for 190. But again, the reason why there's not a lot of premium is this is one of those slow and steady stocks. So what about this, AB? What about selling calls against our position? Let's look at the flip side there. Can you pull us the chart back up?
Yes, sir. I don't know. I mean, I would feel safe going a little bit higher than. Whoa, I'm on Facebook now. Wait, that's so weird.
All right, here, put me back on.
No, I just.
I want to do it.
I just had to refresh. I
You
don't.
never let me do anything.
All right, I'm putting you back up.
Okay, the other option is to sell calls against our underlying stock position. So what we do when we sell a call, so we own the stock, right? We have exposure to the upside. We have exposure to the downside. When we go ahead and we sell calls against that stock position, we're basically capping the amount of upside that we can have, right? So if we go ahead and we sell the $220 strike calls, we can't appreciate the stock appreciation above 220. But we are taking home some of that premium. So I want to see what these 220 calls are at. Monthlies, 220s, $300. Not super interesting, producer AB. Don't worry, we're gonna get to more interesting ones. But let's go ahead and do that. I got the two legs. I need to deselect my put leg. There we are. There we go.
What was the strike price again? 240.
I'm doing 220. Selling the calls. Limit price $3.20. And the order is out there. And you know what we do? We stay filled. You like that or no?
I don't love this.
Yeah. No. Why? Jacko likes it.
When's the expiration?
It's the February monthlies. 22 days.
Okay. So, but if Visa tomorrow is above 220, you have to. What do you have to do?
I have to sell the stock that I own.
And do you have 100 shares of Visa?
I do.
Okay.
So
I don't know.
So I can appreciate $10 of gains. Plus, I'm taking out the $300 today.
Okay. All right. Well, then, yeah, if you get the gains back from, selling those shares at a higher price than Visa's at today, I don't hate that. But I honestly, I mean,
all right, we're down to 3 minutes. Is there somebody coming at 12:15?
Yes, but maybe she might be a few minutes late. All right, let's keep it ripping then. Let's go.
We got three more.
Let's go to Peloton.
We have to do Peloton. We have to do Netflix, and we have to do Hood. Do you agree?
Hood's the big one for the
Hood's
day.
the big one. We're saving the best for last.
All right.
And does anybody else in the chat have tickers that they want us to look at? Peloton, still getting hammered. Stock that I've loved to hate forever. But what was the news today on Peloton, producer AB? Ticker PTON. Do you know what it is?
I'm in Benzinga Pro, so let's see.
Okay. They got to deal with M&M.
Why is it not in...
It is.
Oh, his palms are sweaty. Yep. Eminem hit song Lose Yourself. Eminem is the latest musician to be signed with Peloton and have their music featured in a themed workout. So, yeah, I mean, that's the best. You Lose Yourself is literally the best song to work out to maybe ever.
Yeah. So, I don't know. You had Eminem tweeting about Peloton. I don't think that this actually makes it compelling from a stock perspective.
But it's cool.
But it might make me want to get on a Peloton. Shout out Detroit. You see the city background behind us there. I do want to crowdsource this one. This is the real reason I want to talk about Peloton. All right. Stock is absolutely hammered. We had highs of what? 155, 160. We're down to $24 today. Where is everybody at on this one? If you have to pick a side, okay, there's no sitting on your hands in the middle. You have to pick a side. If you would go long Peloton, give me the 1 in the chat. If you wouldn't, give me the 2. I want to see where everybody's at.
I'm a 2 here, Luke, but I will say the one bull thesis that I like right now is the idea of Peloton being a takeover target, right? Names have been thrown out there, all speculation, but Apple, I think that would make sense. I think Nike makes sense. Even Google. Google's been, trying to get more into different ventures when it comes to smart home, so fitness. It seems like there is going to be interest out there, but apparently Peloton's been shopping that idea of being acquired, and there hasn't really been as much interest in buyers. A lot of analysts that cover the stock see it as kind of a 50-50 coin flip right now, if that happens in the next year or so.
The chat is more bearish. All right, producer AB, can we put this one on the docket for next Thursday when I get my 10 minutes a week from Spencer Israel? Let's do big maths on Peloton.
Big maths on Peloton?
Yep, let's crank out the Excel. Let's try to forecast like a bull and a bear scenario from the financial side of things. And let's apply some multiples to it and see how the stock looks. How's that?
Love it. Again, my only bull case that I like is the idea of it being a takeover target, which is certainly all speculation right now. All right, but let's keep it moving to Netflix.
Netflix is on deck next. The day that the market was getting hammered, what day was that? Was that Monday? I mean, there's a lot of days that it's getting hammered. It was Monday. Okay. No, Tuesday.
Yeah, Monday was the day we had the crazy rally.
He's right. It was Monday. All right, I bought 2 dips on that day. I rolled in about 2.5% more capital into the market. Not a crazy amount. I was a little bit nervous still, but there were a couple dips that I bought. One, the larger position was just SPY. Just bought a little bit of a dip in SPY. Number 2 was Netflix. So if you check it out here, producer AB, I got in. My average price was somewhere around $355, $356 when I bought the dip on Netflix. Here's the 1 minute condensed thesis on this thing. Stock gave up 2 years of price gains. Revenue has more than doubled over that period of time. Netflix was down to trading at about a 5 times price to sales ratio. Okay, the company is still putting up 50% revenue growth year over year. Stock was trading down to 5 times price to sales ratio. S&P 500 average, let's call it 4 times. Will I buy Netflix for as cheap as I can buy the S&P 500? Absolutely, I will. Yesterday, we saw Bill Ackman come out, big hedge fund manager, the activist hedge fund manager, came out. He took a new position in Netflix for the first time, basically echoing a lot of those valuation thoughts that I'm having as well. So I am feeling good about this one. We're already up about 10% on the trade. I'm looking at this as more of a swing trade than anything else. But I'm going to continue to let this one ride for expectedly the next couple of days unless anything changes on the story or news side of things. So I want to throw this one out to the chat. All right, I'm going to zoom us out. Here's a chart with daily candles. You see the stock got absolutely obliterated. starting to get a little bit of a recovery. It looks like the bottom might be in. If you guys like Netflix at this price, throw me the 1 in the chat. If you don't, throw me the 2. I'm curious where everybody's at. And Christian Gallagher, great point. I didn't bring this one up. Netflix just raised prices as well. Will they get some user churn with that? Yes, absolutely. Will the price appreciation, the increase in the cost of the subscription outpace the churn in subscribers that they're going to get? Absolutely, it will. I can say that pretty confidently. Again, 1 if you like Netflix, 2 if you don't.
I actually, just speaking to that real quick, I am very close to canceling my Netflix subscription just because the other night I was going through, I realized I'm paying for Disney Plus right now, Netflix, and HBO, and I don't use any of them hardly ever. So
you got to go to crackstreams.net.
Pro tips from Luke Jacoby. All right, now we're talking about Robinhood. Robinhood, speaking of...
How many minutes do we have? Spencer, how many minutes?
We have until Vivi shows up. So the question is how many... The question is how many minutes do you have? But all right. Robinhood is, out of all the stocks that have gotten beaten up, it is the most beaten up. At one point, right after the IPO, was trading as high as $70,
all right,
$80.
let me preview it this. Producer at AB and I made a pact yesterday. All right, this is not financial advice, but we made a pact. We have to stay good on our pacts. We are going to YOLO trade Robinhood options into earnings today. Mostly for fun. But that's the deal. Okay, so we're picking one way or another. We don't necessarily have to do the whole thing. So let's start the segment out like this. We know that we're making some sort of a trade today. We don't know about size. We don't know about direction. We don't know about instrument yet. But if you guys just had to make the directional call, bullish, bearish on Netflix, which way would you call it? And then I'll take you through my thinking.
Not Netflix.
Yeah, we're on Robinhood now. We move fast. When Spencer Israel only gives me 10 minutes
real quick, check this out, because we do only have a minute. So this is on Robinhood, looking at Robinhood stock. There's a shareholder Q&A. So if you're a shareholder of Robinhood, you could submit your questions here. And
that's from a deal that they did. They bought this company called Say Technologies, actually.
Say?
Yes.
Okay. So what we're seeing, what I'm looking at right now is the most liked questions go up to the top. So wait, 3.3 million shares. Oh, that's of how many people have liked this comment. All right. So when can we expect Robinhood to be profitable? It's the number one question that retail shareholders are asking, or the comment that has been liked the most. The second one is directly about the stock price. Share price has dropped significantly since IPO. What steps are being taken to increase shareholder value? What is your message to Robinhood user who invested in the Robinhood IPO? Why should they believe in a company after 60? So it sounds like a lot of these retail shareholders are very, they just want answers. They want to know, hey, when can we expect this stock to turn around? When can we expect this stock to start coming back up? And who knows, maybe that starts tomorrow. But if Robinhood doesn't report great earnings and the stock moves lower, I mean, Luke, what would you expect as like if it does move lower tomorrow, what would be a reasonable move down? I mean, it's already below $12.
It's $11 billion valuation. It's still trading at, I mean, revenue is such a crapshoot, right? We don't have a ton of history. It's still trading at 11 times sales. I think that it could trade as low, at the very, very bottom, as low as 6 times sales if it was a disaster tonight.
So that would be a...
So what is that, 40%?
40%. So that could be
but not in one day. I'm saying that's the absolute floor that I can picture the stock trading down to. If it traded down to that, I would be buying hand and fist.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I'm doing. I'm being quiet right now because I'm doing some maths, big maths. What indication do we have as a group? Everybody who's on the stream right now, when we're looking at like any of these brokerages, we have Benzinga.com data, right? Benzinga.com is the voice of the individual investor. We have a ton of individual investors who are on our site every day, right? And so I'm taking a look at how have visitor numbers on Benzinga.com changed over the Q3 to Q4. Okay, let's throw this fact out there too, Producer AB. Do you know how the revenue estimates compare for Q4 versus Q3 for Robinhood?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Okay, they're exactly the same.
Oh, I can look right
So the company
here.
came out. They said 360 million of revenue that they reported for Q3. The estimate for Q4 is right around 360 million as well. Is that EPS or sales?
This is EPS.
You have sales or no? I have sales. Here, I'll give you sales. Can you switch it back to me for a second?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So check it out. Last quarter, Robinhood came out. This is their actual revenue number we have up on the screen right now, 365 million. The estimate for this quarter is 362 million. And I got to go back to some of our private Benzinga traffic data sources. So can you take my screen down again, Producer AB?
Yes, sir. I'll go back to my Robinhood, my trusty Robinhood.
Okay. So let's throw out some approximations. So roughly in let's make this even more precise. We have July.
You're a smart guy,
August,
Luke.
September.
Look right here. It says powered by Say. All right, this is a lot. We're wrapping up right now. Vivi, we'll have
I'm
you on
getting
in 2
pulled.
minutes.
Okay, we did see more activity. So Benzinga.com readership increased by, let's call it went from 17 to 20 million users. Q3 to Q4. That's a decent uptick. What is that, about 20%? Is that right, AB? 3, 17, 6,
10% would be
like,
it's
16%, I believe.
In between 10 and 20.
December was weaker. January is going to be stronger, I think, than December. I don't know for sure. It's likely. We have how many days left in the month? Pretty much flat. Does Robinhood give guidance? Does anybody know?
Yeah.
Anybody in the chat?
Last time not last time, but their first time reporting as a public company, they spoke a lot about Dogecoin and how many of their
All right, can you pull up Doge chart?
Yeah.
Let's look at Doge price in Q3 and Q4. I think it was depressed in both. Let's look at Doge and then let's look at SHIB. And then I'm about to get fired if I don't get off of this stream. So then I'm going to have my trade on here.
So yeah, Robinhood, basically the first time they reported earnings as a public company, said like all of this growth last quarter, or not all of it, but X percent, say 65% of it was attributed to new users coming in to buy Dogecoin. Like that was the data they found. And they even warned of headwinds if Dogecoin, if the hype around Dogecoin kind of fell off. So that was a big warning sign to a lot of investors saying, okay, a lot of your growth was attributed to this one asset that was kind of a fad, kind of a meme.
Okay, so is Doge flat or down?
It's flat from, well, it's down.
Was there a lot of Doge volatility in Q3?
So Q3, we're looking from...
You want July, August, September? Yes.
July, August, September. So there was volatility. I mean, so at the beginning of July, Dogecoin was about 20
tough.
cents.
All right, give me SHIB. Wait, oh, they don't have
SHIB's
SHIB.
not on Robinhood.
That's right.
So it doesn't have I don't think it has an
All right,
impact.
give me SHIB anyways, because that's an indication people are looking for SHIB on other platforms.
Yeah, 100%. I think if
You
Robin...
can't have SHIB. Here, give me SHIB.
No, I got it. Whoa. That's not right.
Where? Should you
Right
put
here.
mine up?
Right here. I'm already on it.
Okay.
All right, so we'll go to the 1 year on SHIB.
When is this? Yeah.
So
okay.
going back to July, we're here in July.
Okay.
Pretty flat that quarter, honestly, SHIB was.
that's
It wasn't until the
Q2.
next quarter that SHIB really took off.
Okay, that helps Doge, I think. So is Q3? It was.
Well, what's October? What's October?
October is Q4.
Okay, yeah. So that was Q4.
When is that first leg up though?
The very beginning of October, 10-2.
All right, I think that Robinhood beats. I think Robinhood beats on sales. I'm calling it. How much of a YOLO trade is this? Put my screen up, Producer AB. Was this a 1 day? Are we buying options that expire tomorrow?
That's
or
the
what's
only
deal?
way to YOLO trade. We're not going to YOLO trade with like far out expirations. Do it either tomorrow or the next Friday.
I suspect that they beat revenue, but guidance or future looking comments are going to be neutral, not positive or negative. I'm going to say neutral.
Wait, shout out AJ Fabino in the chat. He's saying 62%. Is that what they said was attributed to Dogecoin users coming? 62% of their new users coming in were specifically to buy Dogecoin. I mean, that's just insane.
All right, this is like not responsible trading. We're buying options that expire tomorrow.
Yeah, here, let me throw our little disclosure up. All content is for informational purposes and not to be used as investment advice.
I'm going 13 calls, 58 cents. AB.
Let's
yes or
do
no?
it. Rip it.
Well, give me the price right now.
Of Robinhood?
Yeah.
Current share price is $11.95.
So it's at 12. So I need a 13.5. I need 15%. So the stock's up 20%, which is I think a best case scenario.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Then we're at 14.5. All right. We're letting her fly. No recommendations around this one.
Yeah, nothing here is investment advice.
The Netflix, there's a real thesis there. This is a little bit of picking. All right.
The Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic Inu, that's also a real thesis. Other than that, nothing is investment advice. All right, shout out Luke Jacoby joining us on the show every Thursday. Please smash the like for Hot Stocks Luke. If we don't get the likes up, Luke is not gonna feel loved. He's not gonna want to come back on next week. So let's go ahead and smash the like for Luke. You can always reach Luke. Email us at shows@benzinga.com or directly at luke@benzinga.com. Tell him how much you enjoyed his appearance on the show today, and hopefully that'll help him keep coming back. Otherwise, I don't know.
Can I stand?
Yeah, you can stand.
All right, I'm gonna stand.
There are studies out there that show that people are actually more productive while standing compared to sitting.
Oh, all right. Hey, Vivi, I see you. We never forget about you. Let's bring on Vivi, the Bio Queen. Let's talk BioTech for a hot second here. Can we do that? Let's give Vivi. I feel bad because she was waiting. Let's give her the special intro, and then we can bring her on. Where's that special intro? There it is. Vivi, what's up?
Hey,
Vivi.
how are you guys?
Good.
I am literally any tickers people can throw at me, I'll say is a good buying opportunity. XBI is at 87.41, so I don't know what kind of help I can be at the moment right now. So there's no Momo going on with the BioTechs. It's like, I don't know when we're gonna see the floor or we're gonna see a rebound. If you guys pull the chart, and look at it, XBI.
I got you. 1 second. I got you. XBI, which is of course your State Street BioTech ETF, and well, all right. I guess I've seen. I guess it's for the moment at least it stopped going down. But holy, look at the volume in this thing! Holy cow! Explosion of volume in the last couple of days. Last couple of weeks.
Look, what was the last time we saw levels of 87.56?
I'm glad you asked. We have to go all the way back to April 2020.
Yeah. So almost 2 years in this agony. Right?
It's back. Look. It's back to where it was right before COVID hit. February 2020. It was at 95. We're below that now.
So we're below. So
yeah, we're below pre-COVID levels.
So pretty much anything you guys want to buy right now, buy it. It's like there's no right and reason, but the problem is, do we buy and then goes down another 20%? Because we haven't seen a reversal yet with XBI. So I feel like even like to be honest, Spencer, even for my YouTube channel, I'm just so demotivated to talk about bios because it's getting such an unjustified beating, that I'm like, I could do a DD in anything by now because anything it's at a 50% discount. But people can definitely throw me tickers and I'll keep putting down on my little list of a DD. And when we see, crossing the 200 EMA for these stocks, I can talk about them. But there's nothing crossing the 200 EMA on a daily. Nothing.
Yeah.
So it's awful right now.
I think maybe the way to play this again, and Vivi just kind of said it, you obviously don't know. No one knows if this thing is going to stop going down. I guess if you have a long time horizon, that's the key. If you have a long time horizon and you're willing to take a flyer on something, there are worse opportunities than this. Is this the best opportunity? Well, we don't know. It probably isn't. Frankly, it'll probably keep going down. But there are worse. I'd rather buy, if I was going to take a long-term position, I'd rather buy it at something at 87 than at 180 a year ago, right? The XBI, what was the high? It was 174 a year ago.
So here's my take on, and I'll tell you guys what I would do, okay? So let's put it in a perfect example, okay? I'm going to give you guys two examples so you guys can figure it out. Swinging right now, I think it's just a waste of time. So let's put CKPT on, okay?
Okay. $2.
So CKPT had amazing news. So Keytruda, for that same indication, was a 36% overall survival rate. They put up a 44% overall survival rate. The stock literally moved from 230 to, I think, 240 to 70, and then dropped the same day. So right now, at the moment, I will not invest in anything that has catalyst without having revenue, right? So, for example, I still stand behind BCRX. BCRX at 1454 is a steal, you know? So buying leaps on that, calls, long-term calls, would be a great idea. Are they going to beat earnings again? Probably. Yeah, they have a little bit more of a cash burn because of they are doing the study. The factor D pipeline study is going to be very expensive, yes. But looking at, like I told you guys, if you do 5 times what the potential of that $1 billion drug is, a $5 billion market cap, and the market cap is really low right now. It's what, at 3 million? What do you think? I don't have it in front of me.
On Checkpoint?
Yeah, BCRX.
It's on BCRX?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's the market cap is 2.6 billion.
Yeah, so this is supposed to be a $5 billion market cap based where Orladeo is going to put.
Well, the thing is, BCRX has held up really well, relative, right?
Yeah, I mean, we got that 50%, you know, increase. It went from 11, I think, to 17, like a month back, and then the market took a dump, and you know, and BCRX went with it. So it has been like holding that $14 level, but it should be at least a $25 a share. So you have a $10 a share upside here. So for example, CKPT had an amazing data, but nothing's holding through data. Nothing that does not have some kind of a, you know, profitability, like a drug or revenues, are not really holding. So right now, I really would have focused on, you know, because even though it's beaten down, like, you know, Gilead had a study that was halted, but Gilead has revenues someplace else. So Gilead would probably be a good choice. You know, BCRX, even though it's a medium-sized cap, still have revenues, right? And then you have a Pfizer. So I would go literally right now, I think, with the XBI being that low, it's a great opportunity to actually buy the bigger, larger caps, because they're all at a discount right now. So you guys,
and the other thing that the large caps have going for them is they don't necessarily need to raise capital. They don't necessarily, right? So the whole idea, like a lot of biotech, not all, but a lot of biotech is early stage companies that are developing drugs that need to raise money. And what at the end of the day, what is the Fed doing? They are making it more expensive to raise money. They're making borrowing more expensive. That's what rising rates do.
Exactly.
They make borrowing more expensive. Anyone that needs to rely on borrowing money is in for a more difficult time than the last several years. That's the bottom line. So if a company needs to raise money, rising rate environment does not help them. If you have a company that is flush with cash, that's a whole different story, and that's what the large caps have, right? That's why.
Look at ALNY. It's an amazing rare disease company. Look at the daily chart on it. You know, look at the high. Yeah. I mean, this is a huge discount. Nothing has changed with Alnylam, you know. So that's what I would have put my money into right now. You know, I would have put my money in, and you know that my passion is in small caps. My passion is to look for, you know, those companies that can pull, you know, multi-bagger status. But right now, the only multi-bagger that I'm counting on that I know is BCRX, because they do have revenues, you know, so they're going to do 122 million. But looking at, you know, for example, CKPT, it dumped because, like you said, they're going to have to raise capital, and interest rates going up. It's going to be more expensive to fund those studies for sure.
Let's do a few tickers from the chat, and and you can, if you want to write these down, we can, and you don't know.
Yeah, or I can run them really quick here.
Right. So D'Artagnan asked for ARDS. What is ARDS? I don't know that one. I don't know
ARDS? Are you sure it's not ARDX? Aretas Pharma. Again, it is a 187. How much why I would look at what is the next catalyst, how much cash they have left. Like I told you, the reason I still love ADAP, what is the ADAP at right now? Let me see. And it's one of my long terms, 278. They're fully funded until 2023, fully funded by Genentech. So those are the companies that you want to put your money in because they're fully funded, right? So when you have enough cash for 2023, 2024, those are the companies you want to. I mean, look at my baby, LLC.
Well, hold on. I just wanted to look at this. So I went on ARDS, right? And I just looked on Pro. $18 million in cash on their balance sheet. All right.
Yeah, that's not good.
Right. Revenue of $500,000.
Yeah.
Not the kind of environment for that kind of a stock right now, unfortunately.
No, unfortunately, guys, stay away. I mean, like I said, you wanna that cap balance, ADAP, it's great because it's a great little company that I think will be a multi-bagger, and Genentech is fully funding them. So Genentech believe in their pipeline, and they have a CAR T, different type of a CAR T pipeline. They're leaders on it. So because there's a huge pie chart of a CAR T technology, and they're a different one. So so for sure it will be a company that if you wanted that cap balance, it would be that. But right now, whatever tickers you guys send me, until these companies have commercialized money or they have enough cash like ADAP, that you have a partnership where a big pharma is funding them, stay away from them, you guys. Unfortunately, that's not the market to be in it.
All
that
right,
would be
a few tickers for you, Vivi. CBBT. We've talked about this one before.
CBBT. Oh my god.
Wait. CBBT.
That's a penny stock. I lost so much money, my friends. They were gonna merge.
CBBT. What the? CBBT. That's not even showing up here. That's not even.
Are you sure CBBT stock?
That's not even.
It's not showing anymore.
That's not even a thing. All right. Never mind, Ed. Sorry. All right. Here's a real one. Edit. EDIT. That's a real one.
Yeah, Edit is a legit company.
Yeah.
Is a legit company for sure. And let me see the daily chart on that one. Because again, let me see. Yeah, look at anything you guys buy right now there's a 50% potential of growth. But again, does Edit have enough cash left? But I know it's a legit company. It's a CRP, a CRISP technology company. So that's a good one.
What about thoughts on ABCL? ABCL. I don't know this one.
ABCL.
So many of these. Oh, look at that trend. Wow.
Oh my God. Like I told you guys, it's like shooting darts. Just buy anything. It can only go up from here. Look at this. Look at the daily chart on it.
I mean, it speaks for itself, frankly.
Unless
I don't know what else. I don't know what to say about this. You know what I mean? I mean, it's
depressing, you guys. Should we just do a show when XBI turns around?
I mean, maybe.
And then we start telling people what they should buy, because right now it's like bleeding. Everything is bleeding to zero.
What about PACB, PACB, Pacific Biosciences?
I heard that this is a good company, but let's check the chart on that one.
I mean,
PACB.
All these charts look. See, you want to find the ones that don't look like BCRX. The chart does not look like this, right?
No, at least, yeah. So here's the interesting stuff with the BCRX. The 200 EMA is at 1325 on a daily, so we're still hanging above that. And we still have a profit. But when you see things like PACB, where it has fallen off a cliff and it's like 50% down, where's the bottom? Do they have enough money? When is the next catalyst? And again, like it's nothing is moving unless they're like low float. So, if you do have one of those biotechs that have a catalyst coming up, and they're 50% down and they're low floaters, yeah, it might be a good swing. But even everybody's swings have gone down to the dumpster, like everyone's losing money on swings. Everyone wants to stay in cash right now. because we haven't hit. We have we're still on a bearish market. If you look at the daily chart, we still can go to 390. I think as far down as 386 for SPY. We haven't got the full correction yet. So everybody, it's a little leery in investing long term or even swinging right now. It's just scary.
We'll do a couple more here.
I'm writing this down though, because when we see crossing
VERU.
Vero, I heard of this company too. Yeah, VER. Oh, so let's see. Isn't that depressing, you guys? Any chart you look, yeah.
I mean, it looks the same.
Yeah, everything looks the same.
What about just a couple more, and then we'll wrap it up. Wait a minute. Whoa! Someone just fell in the office. Hope everyone's okay. That scared the crap out of me. Let's look at. What was the one? GLSI. That was the one. GLSI. Greenwich Life Sciences. Oh. All right. I mean, this one, it's in a downtrend, but also very low volume. This thing trades like 10,000 shares a day.
Probably a very low floater then. So here's my suggestion. I think people are asking, because people are seeing,
4 million shares,
people are seeing their portfolio down 50%.
Yeah.
And they probably like, holy moly, can Vivi look at the data? Is it going to, the problem is it doesn't matter how good the data looks. It doesn't matter how good the catalyst. Right now, guys, look at XBI and you understand that right now, if you can just wait it out or double down, if you have a high conviction, nothing we can look at into right now, it's gonna help you because everything is down 40 to 50%, so it's gonna take, I think it's gonna take a couple of years for all these little biotechs to recover. If you're down 50%, that means you need 100% to make it up, right, Spencer? So it's
that's how it works.
It's frightening out there right now. But I would have focused on companies like I told you guys, the large caps. ALNY looks amazing at these levels. BCRX still looks amazing at these levels. But I would not go touch those companies that still needed to raise money because, Spencer, you're right. With the price, with the interest rate hikes, it's going to be harder for everybody to borrow more money.
Yep. Find the companies that have, this goes to not just biotech, but have cash on hand, have real revenue, have real product.
What do you make of the SPY right now? Was that a bolt up again? They're trying are they trying to kill the calls and the puts on this?
I remain in the camp that it just looks like to me this is just how it has been for the past month and a half really is how it's going to be. Actually, no, even the last 3 months, it's just going to be a chop. It's sort of where I'm at right now. We're going to go up, we're going to go down, we're going to go up, we're going to go down. Every so often we'll maybe have a big green candle or a big red candle, but by and large it's going to be just a chop fest. You should be selling rips and buying dips. Sort of where I'm at. I think if you go to a weekly here on the SPY, if you look at 2021, frankly, it was more, yes, there were red days, there were red weeks, but was there a red month last year? Do we have a single down month last year? Let's check right now. We had one down month, January. And
so do you think I still have do you think I still have hope for my 420 puts for February 4th? I've been losing sleep over it.
Your 420 puts that expire on February 4th on the SPY. Do you have hope? Yeah, you have hope. 420. Yeah. I'm not sure what you paid for them. 420 is not
too far out. You saw them covering 20 points going up.
Let's see.
So we'll see. We shall see. I put it as a hedge, but now I'm like, but there was.
Well, wait. What was the low? How low did we go? We got to 4. We were at 420. When did you buy those? We hit 420 the other day.
No, I bought it when because I I bought them, I think a while ago. It wasn't 420. I bought it when it was like only like a 430. I bought it at 420 because we know that the bearish market is coming, but when, and I thought today when they were doing the, or yesterday when they talk, I thought they're going to announce that they're going to raise. I mean, they will raise the interest rates, but everything is kind of in a limbo still.
All right, Vivi. Well, hopefully next week things are looking a little bit up.
I know I shouldn't be ruling for. I read the SPY to go up actually because it's just a hedge. It will do much better from the rest of my territory, to the rest of my stocks. But I do hope, you guys, that we see a bounce here on XBI, and I'll look at these tickers in a little more detail and look to see how much cash they have left, and I'll cover that with you guys next week.
All right, have a good one, Vivi.
You
Our
too.
next guest does not agree with my assessment on the overall market. He thinks more pain is coming. Ooh, everyone batten down the hatches. Sellers are here. So says Options Mike. Options Mike.
What's up, man?
Did I accurately portray your opinion there?
I'm kind of neutral on this market here right now.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I mean,
I thought that's what you just messaged. Maybe I missed it.
Well, there's just selling strength. I mean, everybody's looking what's going on in this market, and so Spencer, can I put a chart up?
Oh yeah, please. Hold on. Do we have your screen share? Yes, share your screen right there, and we can bring a chart up. Let's do it.
Let me see if I can find it. There we go. All right. So, quick chart if it's up of the SPY.
Yep,
Yeah.
we got it.
Right.
We got it.
The green line is the 200-day. This gold line coming down is the 8-day. They've come together now, creating a wall of resistance at 442. This morning, I talked to everybody. Well, my members said this is the grudge match, right? You do not want to be going long into this. And if you're long, you want to be taking profits into that spot because that's where they're currently working on and failing this market. So until we take out that area, we remain trapped in a bear flag formation on the SPY, right? Here's your down pole, and here's your flag forming on the lower side of it right here. Does that mean we have to go a lot lower? So far, I see a series of higher lows. We haven't closed today, but so far we still have a series of higher lows on the indexes. And something that's bothering me, Spencer, about this market, very realistically, is every time they have the ability to kill it, like last night, I went to bed, futures were getting pummeled, and woke up and we were green. And every time they basically have their foot on the gas to kill everybody, they take their foot off because they're not really interested in dumping the market as much as they're interested in selling into strength and selling into retail and other people buying it is really what they're doing here. They let retail come in, everybody come and buy it up, and then they just come in and they start selling it again.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of these biggest names between, you can talk about the FANG stocks, Apple, Microsoft. I think they're so widely held, both in like individual accounts, in ETFs, in funds, that there's really only at some point there's really only selling to do because who's buying it when everyone already has some? So then they'll sell it and then they'll buy it back hopefully at some point.
Well, remember every month we get massive inflows into this market. Every month, Mutual Fund Monday comes along or whatever the first day of the month happens to be, and you have all this buying that automatically comes into the market. So you have a constant flow of money still coming into this market, even though there's tremendous amount of money on the sidelines because of that, right? There's always people who are automatically just buying the S&P 500, the Qs and stuff, and that makes them have to buy names like Microsoft and Apple. And, to me, we've been talking about this. This is the time to focus on strength. You want to focus on names like Microsoft. Great report, even better guidance, right? This is what you're looking for in this market. You want to avoid names that are not profitable. You want to avoid names that guide down. If you hear guide down, that is the kiss of death, like Intel today, right? Last night offered bad guidance, getting absolutely punished off of that. So one thing I've been encouraging everybody to do here is if you want, you should have a shopping list, right? You should know what you want to buy. But don't buy till after earnings because you don't want to have a Netflix on your hands where you wake up and tomorrow morning you're suddenly down, 25% for no reason whatsoever other than a bad guidance, bad report.
Yeah, and speaking of that, a couple things. So I see Jay Rice in the chat talking about energy, and I'm curious, Mike. I mean, I know you gave us MRO a few months ago, back when I believe it was at like, I don't know, $16 a share, maybe up to 20 now. Is this getting overextended for you, or you still like this long term?
I think the problem we have with energy is really based upon what oil is going to do, and crude just continues to go up. OPEC Plus and OPEC are supposed to meet next week, where they are not expected to do any increases in production, which, as long as they keep doing that, they're going to continue to put pressure on oil to go higher, right? And it's just a matter of supply and demand, and they're artificially keeping supply down right now. I'm a little leery of chasing these energy stocks up here. CVS, Chevron today just hit a new all-time high. I mean,
really?
Yep.
All-time high on Chevron?
All-time high today. Go back on a monthly chart, open it up.
Wow. Wow.
Right? And you look at this, and there it is.
That is very surprising to me.
All-time high on Chevron today.
Chevron's got a nice dividend too, or at least they used to.
Still does.
Still does.
So, you get these moves like this, that these are incredible, right? There's a breakout. There's a monthly chart. These are incredible moves on these things. These pay huge. I wouldn't be chasing these energy names up here because, that's just not what I do. I don't chase into strength. These things are hot all over the place. The problem, though, is if oil keeps going, it's going to keep lifting these with them. It's also going to start putting more pressure on the markets. Oil goes up, everything goes up because everything has to be shipped, right?
Right. All right. All right. So let's go to the flip side. So instead of looking at stocks that have been showing strength, I've got a stock that has been beaten up, and that is an understatement. That is Snapchat, ticker SNAP. We are now down to our October 2020 levels.
Right. So one of the things I had to start doing this week when I started doing my chart work was opening up these charts to weeklies, because on the dailies on names like Snap, you're well below the 52 glow. Like, you took that out. I will tell you on this name here, it's all about earnings. And the CEO, so take it back to a daily real quick. On a daily chart here.
This is one that, like Netflix, had one of those earnings reports that the stock was trading down like 20% the day after, and then it's moved down another, 20% from there. It went from 52 to 28 in the matter of the last 3 months.
Well, you created an island top. You see this gap up from 2 earnings ago?
Yep.
Right, and you had 3 months of action with all these bulls who were getting consolidated up here, and it never could break out. Earnings comes, and you get a big gap down. Everybody who's long up here got trapped. All right, they're bag holders, unfortunately. And the CEO said something that was just really bad. True, but bad. He blamed Apple for all their problems. A good CEO recognized that Apple making changes is a problem, and they make adjustments. Instead, he just blamed Apple, and that was it. So, what do you do from here after you have something like that? Then you keep going down now, because until we hear from them, did they fix the problems with Apple? I have no idea.
And just for some context, Apple implemented some security measures that makes it harder for apps like Snapchat to pull user data off people's iPhones. So Snapchat, then that hurts their revenue because they don't have as good of a sell to advertisers saying, hey, you can advertise to this specific demographic, this group, because we're getting all this data from them. They can't do that anymore through Apple. And investors are also talking about TikTok taking some market share away from Snapchat. We discussed this on the show the other day, and I think there's room for both because they kind of serve a different purpose. Like, I think the younger generation has TikTok and they have Snapchat, and they have different use cases for both. So I don't see TikTok as like too big of a bearish catalyst for Snapchat. But I guess if more teenagers and stuff are using more time on TikTok and less time on Snapchat, that's not great for Snapchat by any means.
It's not, but I mean, you have Facebook, you have Snapchat, you have Twitter, right? And you have TikTok, and there's plenty of room for everybody. The problem is they base their model on Apple being extremely accommodative. Well, that's not happening anymore. Facebook figured it out, right? Facebook's still doing okay, so that's on them to fix that. And I'm not worried about the competition, to be honest with you, but they have to come back and show a rebound. They have to show that they fixed this problem. The most important thing, they have to show they can continue to have growth. Snapchat is a growth name. No growth, they're going to be in trouble. So I don't know here. Honestly, this one, Twitter, these names, I got to see earnings on them. If I don't see good earnings on it, I can't touch these.
Yeah, and I don't know how many shares off the top of my head Evan Spiegel, the CEO and founder of Snapchat, holds, but I can imagine he's lost quite a bit of money seeing the Snapchat stock go from $70 down to $30. So I'd imagine he's in a mode where he's trying to, like you're saying, Mike, address those problems from Apple instead of just blaming them. And I don't know, like I don't own this stock. I'm not a shareholder. I'm not even necessarily bullish, but I think at some point when you have a company like this that has such an incredible user base, I mean, millions and millions of people use this app every single day. And we've seen it with Twitter, right? Twitter's been historically like not a great stock, even though it's been one of the biggest social media apps. That they will find a way to monetize like Facebook has in the past. So at some point it becomes attractive to me. I don't know. The Snapchat reports on February 3rd. I might just wait till after that, although I have a feeling that if they do report or give some good guidance and the stock moves up, I'll be kicking myself for saying, why would I not get in?
You can't say that now. You see, in this market, in this environment, you have to be patient. You have to say, I'm going to wait for earnings. I may miss the earnings move, but I'm not going to have a Netflix on my hands, right? And that's the difference, right? You may miss the initial move, but I mean, even Microsoft off that great report, it hasn't run away, has it? It really hasn't gone anywhere. It's still there. Tesla last night gave their report. If you read between the lines on this one, and Tesla's getting killed today, they have a growth problem. And it's not from a lack of sales. It's not from a lack of the ability to produce cars. It's the supply shortages finally coming home for them to hit. When he said that we're going to be constrained by the semi shortage here, basically saying we can't increase production without getting more chips.
Yeah, and Musk also said that they're not looking at developing any new vehicle models in the new year.
If they can't produce what they already have because they can't get the components, producing new cars is just going to aggravate the situation more, right? So that actually makes sense, not doing that. But so all these names that have been beaten up, you have to wait. You got to buy the high quality names here. I know you had your last guest on. I mean, what's going to happen is eventually growth is going to come back in vogue because that's going to be the way that these fund managers are going to make their money. Eventually, but they're going to be picky. And if you think that every name's going to come back, we could be really wrong on that, right? That could be really the mistake. A name like Firm, who's hemorrhaging money, and I like a Firm, but is hemorrhaging money hand over fist. Lost Peloton now, right? Peloton's in trouble. Their next largest client is Amazon. Well, we know Amazon. If buy now, pay later is successful, Amazon will just implement it themselves at some point.
100%.
Yeah. So
speaking of
they're coming back.
Speaking of names that have gotten beaten up, that we, like you said, right, growth eventually will come back in favor. But these institutional investors, these fund managers, will be maybe more picky this time around than during the COVID markets when everything was just running. I have two names that have been beaten up since their highs that I've added positions to that I like right now long term. That's Asana, ticker ASAN, and DocuSign, ticker DOCU.
So I'll be the first to tell you I don't know a lot about Asana.
So we use Asana here at Benzinga. We subscribe to it's a workplace productivity service. It's similar to Slack and Salesforce, but the two aren't exactly the same. Like we use Slack and Asana because they kind of serve different purposes. Okay. So it makes sense why Asana went crazy during COVID because as more workplaces were working remote, Asana kind of filled that void. But they have a great business model, and their CEO Dustin Moskovitz has actually added $200 million worth of stock here at $50 a share over the past month. I don't know. I mean, to me, that's a sign that, like, look, he's not deploying his own capital, right? It was he took his own cash, bought shares. So I mean, to me, that's him saying, look, I expect that we're gonna be fine here.
But the chart says to me, no, not right now.
Okay, not right now.
Right. Well, look at the chart. This big mountain trade completely unwound, and I've been saying this. They're unwinding all these pandemic trades. You're right. They have competition with Slack and Microsoft Teams. I mean, I think CRM is a much better company, honestly. If I was going to get into this space, I would buy CRM rather than Asana. But I can see why you like it, but you got to let the chart tell you. See, the one thing that I think everybody right now is I'm buying this stock because it's cheap. Well, there's a reason it's cheap right now in this market. Let the stock give you a reason. This one, the 8-day, can't get back above it, right? Still stuck here in this downtrend. What was the other one you brought up?
DocuSign. Well, I will say, and on both of these, I added positions in my like long-term Roth IRA. So I agree. I like looked at Asana's chart and I was like, oh, this could easily go down another 10, 15%, but I'm going to hold this for 30, 40 years. So at that point, I don't really care as much about my entry point.
All right. Doku, that was a horrific report on when it was expected to be good. And until they report next, this one can just keeps going down. And I mean, that's the thing. These names right now, there's no easy bottom to find on them. And, you know, everybody, because you keep looking and saying, where could it go? Well, if it's going to undo the pandemic trade, then your buy area is about $90.
Yeah, and so I think this chart's interesting, the DocuSign one, because a lot of times I feel like newer investors and traders will see a big leg down like this. And we saw it on Snapchat's chart too. We see it on Netflix's chart, a bad earnings report where the stock trades down like 15, 20, 25%. And you think, oh, I've got to buy this dip. It's got to come back. And then what actually ends up happening is the stock continues to trade lower in the coming weeks. I remember thinking that about Netflix's the other day. I was like, Netflix isn't worth 20% less than it was a day ago. It's got to come back. People are going to buy the dip. And then what happened? It continued to trade lower. Finally got a bounce today off of some good news. But yeah, you can see right there on the chart that even after that earnings report, it wasn't like immediately people were coming in buying that dip, that legs filling back up.
Because growth is gone. And Netflix is no longer a growth company. And that's the huge hole they have here, right? They're no longer a growth company.
Got it.
And you know,
so
people don't want to pay that premium.
So while we're just patient right now in the overall markets and specifically with growth, are there any? I mean, financials have been decent. MasterCard reported this morning had some good earnings, trading up. Visa reports today after. I'm just trying to find some sector. It's not technology. It's not growth right now. We got to find something that people are buying.
Sure. J&J off their report. Look at these big three up days, pushing all the way up to 172. Nice move on that one today over this. Wells Fargo had a great report, holding in much better than the rest of the market above, right on the 8 and 21 day here. Quality names, Morgan Stanley in the financials also continues to hold in well here compared to the rest of the market. There are pockets of strength. There are names that are holding up. You could look at a name like Alcoa after their report, still kind of holding in here as well, right? That's what you're looking for, pockets of strength. If you're looking at the growth names, you're in trouble. I started nibbling in Ford. I bought some of it up at 21. I have an order to buy more at 19. I'm looking to nibble on Win. Waiting after here. I think I'm putting an order in down around 80 to buy some down there if it comes down to that. I'm looking for names that are established. They have they have pockets, they have deep pockets, they're established, they're not in danger of going out as a business, and they are profitable. Win has been profitable and will be again profitable shortly as the pandemic's coming to an end. And I'm avoiding a lot of these names, quite frankly, that have basically devalued themselves by all these offerings, right? The airlines, I don't even know what their value is anymore. The cruise ships, how many offerings did these guys do? So I'm avoiding stuff like that.
Got it. Hurt Scrambler in the chat saying he likes MO, Philip Morris. Or, sorry, not Philip Morris anymore. Altria.
They had an okay report today. They missed, but it's a safety name. It's in the right space, if he's asking that, right? It's safety. They have a nice dividend. It's a consumer staple type name. It's safe. You can go with a Coke. There's another name out there. Look how well this is holding up. You can go with a Pepsi. Yeah, these are where they're hiding. They're hiding in safety names, right? Consumer staples, value plays, names that have dividends. And this will continue until the market finds its footing. When the market finds its footing, then the stronger growth names and tech names will come back into play. For me, the thing I'm watching here is the complete breakdown in the semis. And I'm a little worried what I'm seeing here going on with NVIDIA and AMD. NVIDIA here is on the 200-day today, after this big pullback, and AMD blasted below it today. And this is a sector that typically we want to lead. When the semis are strong, typically the markets are strong. So we've lost the semis now. And Lam Research reported last night, LRCX, and they guided down. And to me, this is a warning sign. If you're not familiar with them, Lam Research builds the equipment to manufacture the chips. If they're warning, they're seeing a slowdown. That means they're typically seeing it before the chip manufacturers do, for what it's worth.
Yeah, and someone in the chats, Fang Gear saying Nvidia or Nvidia. Or he's saying why isn't Nvidia and AMD moving down? But it's probably because of this.
It's possibly this. It's Intel guidance wasn't good again. I mean, I know a lot of people out there still love Intel, but this company's not what it used to be, and their new CEO has yet to deliver. And you can talk about whatever you want. They are nowhere near getting close to getting back up off the floor at this point until they start delivering chips on a timely basis. Maybe they get these big foundries, these $20 or $40 billion worth of foundries they're building. They get orders, they get that up. That's a year plus out at this point. So for me, you focus on quality. AMD reports next week. That's going to be an interesting one to watch, and we'll see what they have to say.
I wonder when Nvidia reports.
I think they're a couple weeks out yet. They're usually a little later.
A couple weeks out. Interesting. I'm trying to think of other kind of consumer staple plays alongside J&J.
Like Costco, which has run a ton, but is trying to hold in better than the market down here. But, I'm a little leery of this one. This one's run a long way. I don't typically like trying it, but it's coming off an oversold situation and trying to bounce. Home Depot is a similar type name, doing exactly the same chart. So you can see a lot of these charts are running very similar right now. Again, they're hiding here. The problem is if we turn, these things are going to get hit. So you need to be a little careful. By the way, VIX is highs of the day.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, the market's been selling off a little bit, especially. I mean, honestly, I feel like I can just look at Apple and get a gauge of what the overall market's doing, and Apple's been trading lower. So, yeah, I mean, I'm worried about Apple's report tonight because I think even if the company reports great earnings, which Apple typically does, there's a great chance that the stock's trading lower tomorrow. We saw.
Well, the important thing to see what Apple is, do they guide, right? They've been hesitant to guide a lot much. I don't remember if they guided last time or not. I'm not sure, but if they don't guide, again, that's a problem. To me, there's no reason they shouldn't be offering guidance at this point, and they could get hit on that if they don't offer guidance.
Well, my theory, I think Apple just loves beating, so I think a lot of times they'll give guidance that they know they'll beat.
Yeah, but they're growing. I mean, they're still just this large company that they're in so many places now. Their services is growing, right? You're seeing so much more money starting to come in from their services. So, it's not just about their phones anymore, which are still the center point of everything. So I don't know. I like Apple. I think any weakness in Apple is probably a buying opportunity. The fact that it hasn't run into earnings for once, maybe it's a little bit stronger. See what they do. If it's like Microsoft, it'll hold in.
Yeah. I bought a couple of cheap calls just in case. I mean, I have that it's not very high conviction. I'm not saying like, oh my God, yeah, this is a great trade. I'm saying like there's a off chance because I like the contrary. I mean, everyone's saying, one thing, and I don't know. I feel like a lot of times, oftentimes the opposite happens. So everyone's saying like, whatever. I don't know. I mean, who knows?
Well, that's what's going on. I mean, sentiment has gotten so bearish in the markets at this point that's why I am not extremely bearish on this market. When I look at some things like my oscillators, we're still down here, very oversold on the oscillator short term. So for me, I still think that this market's, can it go lower? Yes. Could we get a 20% correction? Absolutely, we could. I actually think we are going to get a 20% correction. So we might as well get it over with here. If market's listening, that would be very nice. No,
I agree. I mean, that's like my main. That's why I'm not as bullish right now either. Is because if you go out and poll all these people, everyone's so doom and gloom, like market crash, and it's like, well, all that we know is when like everyone's saying one thing about the market or one thing about a stock, it doesn't. It seems like more times than not that doesn't end up coming to fruition. So I don't know.
The Fed is now done for 2 months. We have no Fed decision to worry about now till March.
Yeah, and I honestly was surprised by the sell-off yesterday because Powell didn't say anything that we didn't already know. It was all. There was no new news.
I disagree with you on that one, AB. His opening statement was dovish, but then the more he talked, he came across as very, very hawkish on the Q&A part of that presentation.
But I'm talking about in actual terms of policy, right? He said they're speeding up the tapering. We already knew that. He said they're looking at increasing rates in March, which we knew that. He said we're not going to, interest rates remaining the same for right now. That was expected.
Right.
So, yeah, maybe there were parts of it where he seemed more
but it was
hawkish.
the commentary and how he came off. And that's
and I personally didn't watch or listen to the whole thing. So
we were listening to it over in my room in Discord, and we were all like, "Shut up! Stop talking!" The more he talks, the more the market was sinking.
Yeah, I just saw from what he policy wise, what he stated. To me,
it wasn't
about
the policy; it was about his statements and how he presented information.
Even his tone, you're saying.
His tone, how he presented ideas, how he talked about things. It was hawkish. It was. It makes it sound like the Fed's on this path no matter what, and they could have sued the market easily. All he had to come in and say is, we're going to go forward. We're going to do our tapering will end in March. We're going to do our first rate hike of 0.25%, which is nothing, by the way, in March, and then we're going to be data dependent. Stop. End of story. We'll see what happens. Market would have.
Yeah. And I get it. It's really easy. I mean, I think a lot of people are worried right now. Maybe not in a lot of people, not in as good of a financially position as they were even a year ago. Because inflation, all this, and I think it's really easy to blame the Fed, blame Biden, whoever you want to blame. But honestly, right now, the Fed's in a tough spot because they're stuck in between this rock and a hard place of wanting to curb inflation, but not causing a big market crash and recession. It's like, where do you go? They're trying to find that sweet spot in the middle right now, which who knows? Well, I guess time will tell if they're able to do that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they have to find that spot, and then they really need to just take a step back and watch what happens. And we'll see what happens in the Ukraine. If that calms down, that would be helpful as well.
Yep. All right. Any other names? I'm trying to think in the the J&J space. Oh, also Dwayne in the chat's asking for your Discord.
Well, it's private Discord, Dwayne. You have to join me over at Options Mike on Twitter, and then we can hit you up from there.
All right. I'm dropping your Twitter in the chat. smartoptiontrading.com as well. Just go to Mike's Twitter, give him a follow. His link's in the Twitter. There it is in the chat.
Very strong. You had a strong, where is it? Get back to this. Pfizer's been strong. You have, again, these are the type of names that are holding in better right now. They are safety names.
What about Target?
Target's been okay, not as good. Merck showed some signs of strength today, right? Nice bounce on Merck. EMY also up. They're the big pharma. You notice they're not playing in biotech, guys. And, these little biotechs that have absolutely no revenue associated with them, stay away from them. they're just, they're dead. They're playing with big pharma. So that's where they're at. Big pharma in that space if you want to play in there.
Yeah, I agree there. I don't really play the biotechs all that often. I actually got burned on some biotechs when I was real young, and that steered me away from them really early.
Yeah. So that's it. I mean, it's very, very little. There's just breadth is atrocious. We've gone very red on breadth today. There's not a lot of companies that are still green. And, after a big gap up, we've given it all back. So we're back below yesterday's close now.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, earlier we were talking about Apple. You said any weakness on Apple is a buying opportunity. Look, with this weak market, Brett, you really have to try to find these names that are going to be outperformers, that are going to be carrying the rest of the market.
And you don't have to buy all of it. If you want to own 100 shares of Apple, start off buying 25 or 50. If it goes lower, you can add to it. I mean, the one thing I think people make the mistake here is they quickly go all in. And this is not that kind of market where you take a full size. That's why you start buying, you put some buying somewhere lower, but you want some exposure. So you start adding into it. Don't go full size right now. Leave yourself room to go. Cash is a great position right now. If you're heavy in cash, like I am, and a lot of people I know are, you're just waiting this out. You're being patient. You're waiting for the market to turn. And when the market turns, it'll let you know. You'll see the buyers come in. You'll see it get that move above the 200-day, and the VIX will get smashed down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing anything. I'm just going to see what are the best performing stocks of the day so far.
It was probably Microsoft, and Netflix was probably up there for a while, but they've all come in. Yeah, they've all come back in.
Oh, Levi Strauss is up 10% today.
There you go. It's not a name I look at. That's
I was just looking at the top performers.
Nope, that's a good one. Yep, that one's up.
Your worst performers of the day: Lending Club down 29%, 1-800-Flowers. I didn't even know that was a publicly traded stock, down 30%.
Yep, they had bad earnings. Lending Club had bad earnings last night.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think a lot of people
Amazon's still up. Google's still up.
Google, I actually like here. I think Google's gone down too much.
Right? CRM is up nicely. Netflix is up 7%. So there's strength.
I mean,
out
look,
there.
Google's PE right now, which I know you're more of a technical trader. Google's PE right now is below 25. Google's got a lower PE than Costco.
Yep.
Google's got a lower PE than Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it's telling. But Google's a great company. They'll report next week. I think next Thursday. Be great.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I like that about. I mean, I'm saying it's gotten a little ridiculous how. I mean, looking at the chart, it doesn't look terribly oversold, but still, I mean, a 15% drawback in Google while they're still growing revenue, but I mean, it makes, I don't know. It's just, to me, it's like, if would I rather buy Coca-Cola or Google for the long term right now? The choice is easy.
Right. And Google's a great name to look at as we come out of this. All right. That's a fabulous name to look at because there are so many areas. Google's got so many different lines of business, right? That makes them
Google, to me, has the biggest moat out of any company. I mean, they do things that no other company, I guess Amazon maybe.
Amazon,
but Mike,
Google, Microsoft, they're all in a lot of different areas.
We do only have 1 minute left. So I'm curious, what are some signs you'll be looking for when that turnaround does come? When are you going to say, okay, this is strength coming back into growth?
First of all, the VIX has got to close inside the Bollinger Bands, which we're trying to do today, but we're at the highs. So we're just on the edge of it up here. So keep an eye on the VIX. The VIX has to close in the Bollinger Bands. We have not been able to do that now for over a week. So that's the first sign you got to see for this market to turn. For growth names, you'll see them coming after it. And it's going to be earnings, Aaron. It's going to be earnings. Names like Palantir, they turn a profit and they show continued expansion to the commercial space. They'll come back for names like this, but it's got to be earnings that are going to drive this. Same thing with a name like Snow. Snow, they're going to have to start turning a profit and show continued growth and expansion for companies to come back. You can't, front run these here. You're better off staying with names like, in my opinion, Salesforce, which has been beaten down hard. But again, strong company, great fundamentals behind it. This is a great company to earn, especially if their earnings are good. Bunch of gaps to fill. You'll see them come for it.
Can I just say that Mike's charts, Mike, you know what your charts remind me of? And don't take offense to this. They remind me of like the cups. You know what I'm talking about?
These solo cups?
Like like the cups at like the fast food with like the neon.
Oh, I know, like the 90s, the 90s.
I make it easy. They're easy to read for me. What can I tell you? It's just what I like. It's easy for me to read it.
Can we pull up those old cups and then?
Yeah, I'm one second.
All right.
This is what Spencer's saying. Your charts remind him of.
All right,
Spencer, be nice to Mike. I like having Mike on the show.
Me too, but
That's
come on. Don't tell me those don't look like Mike's charts.
Wait, go back. All right, let's go back to the charts real quick. Let's see the comparison. Yeah, the same color scheme. I see what you're saying.
All right.
It's just shading on the Bollinger Band. Here, would you like?
We got to go.
I could change the color of it for you.
All right, Mike. I love you. But we got to go.
You guys,
thanks a lot for coming on. All right. We got to do some. Let's do trivia. Let's do trivia real quick.
We'll do it real quick. I'm throwing options Mike's Twitter in the chat one more time. Again, you can go there, find his link to optiontrading.com, smartoptiontrading.com, I believe it is. Guys, it's time. Mike's he's gonna be candid. He's gonna speak it how it is. I mean, you heard him. I said I like this name. He said I don't like that name. That's the type of guest that I love. Someone that's not gonna come on and just agree with everything I say. But all right, we're gonna rip through trivia real quick. Trivia might be a little bit quicker today. We have a 12:30 guest.
1:30 guest.
What'd I say?
12:30.
I was talking about a different time zone.
Yeah. 12:30 Chicago.
Central
right.
Standard Time.
Right.
I honestly think you guys are wasting a bit of time if we only have 9 minutes. We better get into the game.
Let's go. We got the theme.
That's your job as a producer.
The theme of the day is what? Geography?
I don't know what it is. We're about to find out.
I made the theme. It's geography, but I didn't make it. I didn't make the questions. I did not make the questions. Do not make the questions.
Folks, if you have not played trivia before, this is how it works real quick. Essentially, we're going to have a series of questions here, and today's theme, of course, is geography. There are going to be 4 options for each question, multiple choice. For each option, there's a corresponding number. You got to type that in the chat, and you want to type it in fast because the person who gets the most questions correct and does so the fastest will be today's winner and have all the glory. And maybe some swag.
Okay, if anyone is still waiting on swag, email us again. Ashton, I apologize profusely. We will get to the bottom of this. But that being said,
I'm gonna start the game. So let the countdown get going. I'm gonna get it on the screen.
there we go.
Get the beat going.
Do we know how many questions we have? Is it like 7?
I thought you wrote them.
No, I didn't write them. I made the category.
I'm actually really bad at geography, so I'm not excited for this.
In the 7th grade, this doesn't even count for anything, but I came very close to winning the geography beat.
Wow!
Melanie's asking, where do you buy swag? You want to buy swag? That'll help us. Go to swag.benzinga.com. The link is in the description of this video. Question number 1. What the hell? What?
What? Oh, wait, there we go. Okay, we're back.
Which of the following former Yugoslavian countries is landlocked? Is it Serbia, Montenegro, Croatia, or Bosnia and Herzegovina? I wonder who wrote this question.
Are these real places?
Yeah,
It's real places.
These are all places. What do you mean?
I don't know.
I'm gonna. Oh man.
Actually, I know Serbia because that's where Novak Djokovic is from.
Listen, Croatia is definitely on the sea, so that's what I know.
Oh, why? Because it starts with C? Is that what you
No, I just know they have beach towns.
all right, I'm gonna go Bosnia and Herzegovina.
That's what I put.
I'm going 4.
I put that as well.
Enver, AB, that's rude.
Enver is gonna be so disappointed in us when we don't get this one right. I put my guess as 4. Let's see what we got. Wait, did it freeze? Oh no. Oh,
Whoa!
darn it.
If I was Novak Djokovic, I would have known that one.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Well, I didn't get it right, but I didn't. Well, I did get it wrong.
Sorry, Enver.
All right. Next one. Which
Oh
country
my god.
is not a part of Scandinavia? Are we talking Sweden, Norway, Finland, or Denmark?
Wait, is Scandinavia the same thing as Nordic?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, yeah, essentially.
All right.
I
I got this one.
Oh shoot! I think I got it wrong.
Yeah, you did.
I'm gonna guess.
I think it's 4, but I put 1 as an idiot.
Yeah. Denmark's
Yeah,
more like
it's 4.
European.
They're all European.
Yeah, but the other ones are Nordic.
The thing is, politically, Norway, Finland, and Denmark are like similar-ish, but they're not.
Yeah, but
in the same
Sweden,
spot.
Norway, and Finland are all like the same place.
Yeah, but who has?
Look at us, dumb Americans.
But who has the most mature stock market? It's Sweden. I don't actually.
Can we do like U.S. geography?
Next time.
I see.
Next time you make the
I
category.
see the world through a very American-centric view.
Next time you make the category. How about that?
It will not be geography.
Okay, that's fine.
It'll be 90s sitcom characters.
What?
What? Is that right?
That's not right. There's no way. That's not right. No.
Whoa.
That is not right, Enver. I don't know what you did.
Well, I mean,
I have no clue.
give the guy a benefit of the doubt.
Wait, is that really true? We'll have to look this
Oh,
up.
I actually know this one.
What is
Oh,
the
yeah, I know
smallest city
too.
in the world?
No, is it smallest country or smallest city?
Sorry. So I misread. Smallest country: Vatican City, Monaco, Malta, or the Maldives.
I
Is
believe that it's the Vatican.
Is it Monaco?
No, Monaco's at least a city size. Vatican is like a small section of a city.
Yeah, and it's technically not part of Italy or Rome.
No, Monaco is also really tiny.
Yeah, but
No.
I don't think it's that
Yeah,
tiny.
but they have a race there.
So
They don't have a race at the Vatican City.
they could if they wanted to.
That'd be kind of cool, actually. I'd watch that.
All right, I'm just gonna guess 1. The consensus seems to be 1, but I feel like I'm being misled. Let's see what the crowd says. Wisdom of the crowd.
Be a sheep, Spencer. That's the moral of the story.
Sheep get slaughtered.
No.
Pigs
Oh
get
yeah,
slaughtered.
pigs get slaughtered.
Bears,
Sheep make
bears-
money.
Bears get fat.
Bulls make money. Bears make money. Pigs get slaughtered.
That was an
Nice.
easy one. I knew it was an easy one because even I knew it.
All right. Fair enough. I'm not sure how many more of these we got left. Like 3 or 4?
That's a good question.
Something like that. It's a mystery. You want to read this one?
Yeah, what is the name of the capital of Turkey? Is it I, Izmir, 2, Istanbul, 3, Bursa, or 4, Ankara?
Like this is a trick question.
I think it's a
Is
trick question
Istanbul-
based on the chat. I think I'm very wrong.
Wait, did you know that Istanbul was Constantinople?
Yeah, Istanbul is Constantinople.
That's a catchy song.
I'm gonna go with 4.
Wait, what? Isn't Istanbul? It's got to be Istanbul.
Well,
right?
the chat doesn't seem to think so.
I'm going. I went.
It
with
could be the most, populated, but it might not be the capital.
Rohan, do you know the capital of Thailand?
Stop, dude. Why can't we be adults on this show? Can we be adults for one day on this show? Please.
Nah.
It's a question. It's on topic.
Our next guest is literally backstage judging us right now. I would prefer if we were like adults for once in our lives.
All right.
Oh man. All right. I'm pretty sure it's 4. I guess 4. Yeah.
All right.
Wow. Very nice.
All right.
All right. Next question.
Weird. Oh, the soundboard's not working. Weird.
That's still working.
Maybe it should.
What is Laos? Well, I know the answer to that one.
Is it a river, a region, a country, or a city? It is a country.
Let it be country.
That's a good question, though.
I actually met a woman who, her family was from Laos,
Yeah.
and she I was talking to her about it or something, and she said, "Yeah, we're like from Laos or whatever," and I was like, "Oh, what is that?" And she acted like I was like the dumbest person in the world. Granted, this was like 5 years ago, so I was like 18. I know what Laos is now from that moment, but like,
Oh man.
I don't know.
Oh man. You know what we should have done? We should have had Bob on this segment because Bob says he's a trivia savant.
Oh,
sorry,
man.
Bob. Next time.
Come back.
Yeah, we do trivia every Thursday. Well, you're more than welcome to join
Yeah,
us
we
next
do this
Thursday.
every Thursday at like 1 o'clock ish, whenever we feel like doing it on time.
Someone said we should play Jeopardy Labs yesterday.
Oh,
Did you look into that?
I love Jeopardy.
I'm looking into it
Speaking
right
of
now.
Jeopardy, did you hear that Amy lost?
The woman that had won for like 40 weeks.
Yeah,
in a row. I
she-
watched her very first contest.
Aren't you special?
You don't need to tell me.
What is the capital of Scotland? London, Glasgow, Edinburgh, or Dundee?
I want to say Glasgow.
Wait, is it Edinburgh or Edinburgh? Did I get
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh? Edinburgh?
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh? All right.
I'm gonna go. I know it's not one because that's not even in Scotland. So I'm using deductive reasoning here.
Yeah, I might be wrong. It might be Edinburgh.
Glasgow's also not in
Hold
Scotland.
on.
Glasgow's in Poland.
No, Glasgow is Scotland. I promise you.
No,
but,
dude, that's Krakow.
Wait, what am I thinking of?
I don't know what you're thinking
but
of.
Tiny Pie said I was right. So and he's from Ireland. So I mean,
All right.
that's got to be.
Hey, Hurt Scrambler, there's more important things to life than the market sometimes, like trivia. I don't even know what to guess here. I'm going to go with Glasgow. I don't know.
Oh, I was thinking of Warsaw.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's also in Poland.
that's the capital of Poland. I've been there.
Aren't you guys well traveled?
I'm very well traveled, actually.
Oh, great.
I'm not.
Oh,
it is
no.
Edinburgh.
I've never been to Scotland, though. So.
I have, and I've been to both those places.
The
so-
only time I've ever been to Europe was in the German airports.
This is the last question. The WHO headquartered is who exactly is located in which European country? We're going to give it away that it's in Europe. UK.
They're all here.
I know Switzerland, France, or Belgium. Oh, I feel like it's Belgium.
Everything's in Belgium, dude.
I feel like it's Belgium.
But a lot of people saying 2. Switzerland.
It could be 2.
Whatever. I already put my guess in.
Yeah, I already threw 4 out there.
I mean, it sounds like a thing that would be in Brussels.
Doesn't it?
That's what I'm saying. Like the UN is headquartered there, correct?
No, the UN is New York.
Oh, really? What else is in Brussels? Oh, they have the convention there. every year?
Like, where's the EU?
The-
That's what you're thinking. You're thinking of the EU.
The Geneva Convention is in Switzerland.
The European
makes
Union.
sense.
The European Union headquarters, I think.
That
is in
should have been
Brussels.
one of the questions. What city is the Geneva Convention held in?
All right, can't wait to see who won this one. It wasn't any of us. Again, if you
Might
want
be our next guest.
if you want to buy some swag, go to swag. What?
Ah,
Damn, that
okay,
stinks.
chat was right.
All right, Switzerland is the answer. The winner of this week's trivia contest, which we will show in a second, claim your swag by emailing. Oh my gosh, Enver, you do not count. Alex Wong, congratulations. Email us. I'm putting the email up on the screen right now. email us.
Oh, wrong sound. Sorry.
Email shows@benzinga.com to claim your prize. Sorry, that was my fault. Shows@benzinga.com. Claim your prize. Alex Wong. Put trivia in the title, please, so we know it's.
We're not allowed to play that after yesterday. He's not pumping Powell anymore.
All right.
His nickname has officially been rescinded.
All right, I'm getting off the screen. You guys,
Thank you.
go back to
All right, thank you very much, Rohan, for that segment. Let's bring on our next guest here. Let's pivot from trivia to the world of music, the world of streaming music on your phone. Our next guest is the founding CFO of a company that is that does that right now. They're also in the midst of a capital raise. We're going to talk about that. Bob Vanech, I think I got that right, is the founding CFO of Treble Music. Let's get Bob on the show. Bob, welcome to Benzinga Live.
What's up, boys? It's really clear, though, trivia skills and stock picking have no correlation.
I'm not sure if that's
either.
a compliment or an insult, frankly. Anyway, welcome to the show, Bob. Let's just start with this. Explain Treble to us.
Yeah, so Treble's a music app that's been around for a few years. We are partnered with the record labels to combat piracy on a worldwide basis. And, being in the U.S., people kind of take for granted what the rest of the world has to go through to get music. And, Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon are pretty popular in the United States, but the rest of the world still steals music or uses YouTube as their main music source. And we are going after roughly 4 or 5 billion people on planet Earth that will never pay $9.99 a month for a streaming service.
You're referring, of course, to Spotify and Apple Music and the other subscription services out there.
You got it.
Right. So the model here is that rather than charge a subscription fee, you have a free app, and the music, the record labels, or even the brands are the ones that's, because they provide advertising, they support the free user base, right?
That's right. So the record labels today can't monetize someone that just steals music or uses a torrent site or a stream ripping app to pull music off of YouTube. So with our app, we have license agreements with all the major labels. We have the best music in the world, and brands pay us to, in essence, sponsor that music. And they do it through typical banner ads and video ads, but also we do some other cool stuff with brand takeovers. And my revenue streams come from big brands. We share that revenue with the record labels and the artists, and the consumers get the music for free.
Right. So I'm showing this is from the latest episode of Going Public, which you can watch on goingpublic.com. We're going to make sure the links are all up in the chat and description right now. But you're in the midst of this capital raise. So explain to us what's the deal right now. You are going public, hence the name of the show, but you're doing it in this crowdfunding way. Why did you decide to go this route?
This is my 4th startup, and I've cumulatively raised over $200 million as a CEO, president, or CFO in my past companies. And I did it the old-fashioned way. Put in my own money, got friends and family money, got angel money, then went to venture capital. And what we found at Treble was, early on, it was hard to raise money because music businesses typically are at odds at Silicon Valley. So there's not a lot of startups in the music space. After approving our business model after a couple of years, this Regulation A crowdfunding law really seemed interesting to us because our business belief is music for the masses, and Regulation A allows the little guy to get in, typically at the stage where venture funds would get in. And so this notion of democratizing music, and in our case, democratizing an investment of music, seemed like an interesting path to pursue in parallel with strategic money and institutional money. So we've raised a bunch of money from angel investors, from venture funds, from strategic investors. We are about to announce a big investment from a global media company, Univision and Televisa, which is the largest media company in in Mexico are investors in our company. And this is just another way to get investment into the company, but also to get shares out to regular folk, Main Street investors earlier than they typically would get access to a deal like Treble.
Wait, hold on. We need to I just saw a slide up there. I don't know if that was from going public, but it said nearly 1 billion songs downloaded.
You already back it up? I'll back it up.
I'm on the website right now. Let me just pull it up real quick.
Yep.
We have a live ticker. We're at 2.5 billion, 2.5 billion, 69,905, now 911, now 917. So we're well over that billion. Oh wait, I'm not sharing my screen.
No, you're not. I'm sharing my screen here.
There we go. There's the live ticker. We're now at a little over 2.5 billion, 69,000. Oh, we're about to get to 70,000.
So this is cool. Okay.
Oh, boom.
So download, right? Actually having like ownership, like having it local on your device. That's really important to me. I'm gonna be honest. I still pay for some music.
You're the only person I know.
I know, because I like having the ownership. I like having it on my device. I don't want Spotify to like. What if I was a big Neil Young fan, and I was on Spotify
today?
I'm screwed.
Go buy a record player. Bob, so I'm curious.
Neil Young Harvest was the first CD that I bought in the 80s. So I'm a big Neil Young fan.
I'm
also showing my age.
There you go. At least you're not a Spotify user, I'd imagine not.
Right. No, but the point is, like, you don't have it if you're on Spotify. That's the idea, right? And Spotify is free to stream, I believe. I'm not on Spotify,
yeah,
so I don't know.
So real quick, Spencer, free Spotify. You can't choose a song. You can't download. Right. So they play the song, and you can't listen to it offline. Big premium feature that we offer to our customers, that gets paid for by the brands.
Got it.
So Bob, I'm curious, right? You know, at Treble's inception, right before, you know, you guys were established, what was the process like going to these major record labels? You know, Universal, Sony, Warner. What was the sell that you guys gave to them that, you know, why they should license their music out to you? Was that difficult? Were any of the big labels, was like one harder to get than the other two, or you know, any stories like that? I'm very curious about that.
That's a great question.
Thank you.
The hardest thing that we've gotten done as a company is actually getting these deals done with the major record labels. They do not typically do business with startups. And our first label deals actually preceded me. Our CEO, Gary McKeekian, was an engineer. And what he did is he went to the record label and said, look, I'm an engineer. I'm building some technology. And I understand that typically people steal music from you. Then they come looking for a license. And he went in the front door and said, hey, I'm about to build something, and I want to do this on the up and up. And I'm going after people that you don't make money from today. So we entered our partnerships with the music industry from a position of, hey, we're technology guys and business guys, and we want to do it right. And that's how we got the first label. And I can't remember which of the three was the first one. It was either Universal or Warner was the first label to cross over. And then since then, we've reached agreements with all three of the major labels that include Sony, Universal, and Warner, and hundreds of smaller independent labels we also have agreements with. So we're found money in the music industry.
Just to be clear, it is an ad-supported app. It's an ad-supported model. So like, what are those ads? I mean, I watched the show, so I saw like the demo there. But the ads are like, they don't interrupt the song. Is the point I'm trying to get at? Right.
Yeah, I mean, the idea, you know, Spencer, if you're listening to our service and you've got your slow jams on date night, the last thing we want is a Viagra ad interrupting your date night jams, right? So we have decided to do the advertising during searching, downloading, and discovery when you're sort of building your library, building your playlist, looking for music, and the playback experience is not interrupted. It's a very important part of our feature.
Got it. And that's the business model right there. I'm just wondering. I'm wondering, like, you're going through this process where you're raising money, but you're also like doing it on a show. And you know, we spoke to Lauren the other week about this. Lauren, the host of Going Public, but you're the first executive we've actually talked to from the show. I'm just wondering what has this whole thing been like? You're doing it in a very public manner. Is there anything you didn't expect?
The show has been just fantastic. They have a world-class production team who's done shows like The Biggest Loser and other reality shows that accurately portray the story without doing that like Real Housewives salacious stuff. So they've been respectful that we are trying to run a business and we want to accurately portray what we do. And so I think it's a very, and we get to see the, for regulatory reasons, we get to see the final cuts before the public gets to see it. And I just think they're doing a very fair job of portraying what life in a fast growing startup is like. I mean, we've hit a groove, so our business is doing great right now. And so they're capturing a lot of our good moments. And, at times we've got our challenges and struggles, and they capture that and portray it fairly. It's been a really, really great experience because of the world-class nature of the Crush Capital and Going Public team and I&E Entertainment. And I don't want to sound like I'm giving an award speech here, but they really, really are good partners, and they're being fair to us. And they're showing what it's like to go through what we go through as we grow a company. And most people don't get to see that unless you've been inside a startup. You don't get the real picture. And I think they're doing an accurate portrayal of what we go through.
As far as the music industry, can you give us one secular headwind and one secular tailwind that you're dealing with right now?
Yeah, I think what we're seeing is that some individual artists through their own social media efforts are regaining control of audience. And we've recently, we're about to announce an investment and a spokesman partnership with one of the biggest artists in Latin America. Really, really big name. His social media following that he has taken control of as a man in his late 20s, early 30s is actually as powerful as the marketing machine at the label. And I think that is a trend that's going to continue. I also believe that there's opportunities for blockchain to intersect with music. It's probably 5 to 7 years out, but I actually met our CEO, Gary, because I had a blockchain music concept, and I was actually pitching him to get involved with that. And then I loved what Treble was doing so much that I ended up joining his company. But we're dabbling with some blockchain ideas and NFT ideas, and I think that's probably the most interesting tailwind that's affecting the industry that investors should be looking out for, and it will be part of Treble's story going forward.
That's really interesting. I gotta ask, I have another question, but I gotta ask, how did you initially get interested in blockchain NFTs?
I'm really proud of my kids. I'm wearing my daughter's colors here. She's at Princeton, and I have a son at Stanford.
Wow.
When he was at Stanford, he got an Ethereum at $9 and called me and said, Dad, I got in this.
So he's on a beach somewhere retired.
You don't even have to work. You could just go
just
mooch
live
off
off
your
my
son.
kids.
Live off your kid. There you go.
That's my dream. But he called me. He's like, Dad, I got into this blockchain thing. I bought this Ethereum, and I've made some money. I was like, how much you made? He goes, well, I've 10x my money. I said, well, sell one coin, get out at 100. And he sold one coin, got his initial investment back, and he's been riding it up since. But so I got exposed to blockchain technology pretty early on through
whenever Ethereum was at $9. Yeah, I don't know how long ago that was.
Right.
Yeah, that was like.
Well, you must have done something right, or maybe your wife, to have a kid at Stanford and a kid at Princeton. So congratulations.
I take no credit. It's all my first. Actually, that was my first wife.
Smart man.
Okay, so going back to my question regarding Treble. Have you guys invested at all in the podcast space? Because we've seen some other big names. I mean, Spotify's thrown some ridiculous dollar amounts, whether it's to get, podcasting rights to Call Her Daddy or to Joe Rogan. Is podcast something that you've seen interest on from a global perspective, or is it mostly just tackling music right now and maybe podcast down the road?
No, we have podcasts already. We are big in Mexico, and we over-index with Hispanic Americans, and so we've partnered with some of the Spanish podcasting companies, and so you can get podcasts on Treble now. I think Spotify went really big on it and probably over-invested it. They had $1 billion in the bank, so they took some risks. I feel like the pandemic allowed anyone to be a podcaster. I mean, I'm not sure what your production costs are for this show, but a couple of microphones and a streaming service, and you're in business.
Exactly.
So I think podcast and other cool audio initiatives are a part of Treble's future, but we're going to do it very cost effectively. And we'll likely do that via partnership as opposed to owning our own content.
Got it. Love it. Yeah, and then I'm glad, earlier you brought up the fact that from a global perspective, a lot of people outside the U.S. use YouTube as their, primary use for listening to music, which I've always found interesting. Like, you look at some of the most viewed YouTube videos out there, and there are a lot of music videos, songs. But in a way, I mean, you got to go up against the biggest guys. You got to go up against YouTube, Google. I mean, I'm sure they like the fact that they're the go-to platform for music listeners around the world.
Well, what most people don't know about YouTube is they don't pay the artist or the labels the fair share. So the money that we pay that Spotify pays or Apple pays to the record industry, to the labels and to the artist is a fair agreement. YouTube hides behind the Digital Millennial Copyright Act and does not pay fair royalties. So the music industry really hates YouTube as a method to fairly monetize. YouTube makes some money. So Google has figured out how to make money for them. So when we approach the labels with an alternative to monetize better than YouTube would monetize, that was one of the ways that we got ourselves in good stead with the record industry and the artists. The other thing about YouTube is it's a video service. And in emerging market countries where we're now starting to thrive, like Mexico, we're launching in Indonesia, we're going to be all over Latin America, people don't have the same bandwidth, data plans, or access to broadband. So music via a video service that requires a stream is actually a bad experience for the consumer. And a quick download and an offline play is a much better consumer experience. So we're better for the industry. We're better for the users, we're better for the artist, and we're also really good for investors. So Treble thinks we've kind of solved all the stakeholders' needs, and I've said this on the show, we have built the best mousetrap.
So I mean, you mentioned how YouTube pays out for artists. I actually saw, I think it was a tweet or something the other day that showed how many streams of one song it took for the artist to get paid out, like $1 or something.
Lot.
And there were, like Spotify was like 382 streams of one song to get $1, and they were all different. I forget who was on like the good end of the spectrum and who was on the worst, but where does Treble fall in that mix? Like, do you know off the top of your head what the industry average is and where Treble stands compared to that?
Yeah, I should be able to give the number, but I don't know it offhand. But the league that we're in is in Spotify, Amazon, and Apple Music. So our agreements are confidential with the industry, but they're on par with those other three companies I just named.
Awesome. Bob Vanech is the CFO, the founding CFO, actually, of Treble Music. I would highly encourage everyone to check out Going Public Episode 2, in which they are featured, goingpublic.com. I'll make sure all the links are in the chat and in the description. Bob, looking forward to following the progress as you go through this raise, as we see it on the show. And thanks for coming on our show today.
Thanks, guys. I'll come back anytime. Love your show.
Right.
Trivia next Thursday.
Trivia's next Thursday.
Trivia's next
Come
Thursday.
I'm in.
All right. See you, Bob. And let me make sure I once again I want to get those links in there. So I threw out the links to the company list and the disclosure list. I'm putting the link to the actual episode in the chat right now. There it is. Going Public Episode 2. We're going to be featuring a different company, a different executive from this show on our show. Actually, tomorrow we're gonna have another company from this series on our show tomorrow. I'm not gonna tell you who. You're gonna have to tune in to find out.
Ooh, that's a good little tease, Spencer. Yeah,
they
Melanie's
call it
asking for the ticker. Melanie, not a public company yet.
Not yet, Melanie.
But you can invest in it still.
And that's the idea.
Through the links Spencer just dropped. People are talking about Neil Young in the chat. I don't know. I mean, I don't like. It's like, who cares? To me, it was kind of silly. Like, I don't know. It's like, why are you trying to like, instead of going to Spotify and saying me or Joe Rogan, I would rather see Neil Young go on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Can we table this conversation for tomorrow, because we're gonna have an executive from a streaming company that is backed by Spotify. Spotify has a stake in this company. It's called Soundtrack Your Brand, and we're gonna have their CEO, and we're going to talk about all this tomorrow. So let's just table the Joe Rogan, Neil Young thing for tomorrow. We'll talk about that. We only have 9 minutes left in this show, though, and I just want to...
I agree, Jim. I used to like Joe Rogan a lot. When I was younger, I don't know. He's just gotten... I don't know. I feel like... But go ahead.
No, I wasn't going to say anything.
I was just going to say, like, I feel like over time, at one point, he really was, like, bringing on a lot of people that had different viewpoints and tried to, like, take in information and decide, like, what he thought or whatever. Not even give his own opinions a lot of time. And now I just feel like no matter what, he's always trying to play devil's advocate, regardless of, like, what the information or facts are presented to him, which is fine. I mean, we always need devil advocates, but I agree, Jim. I've kind of, like, lost my fandom on Joe Rogan.
It's the classic cycle of
he became mainstream and then now he's not as
right.
Like, cool
everyone goes through it. Real quickly, let's go to the earnings real fast. This is the calendar for tonight. My mouse, look where my mouse is. I am what the hell? Where am I? There I am. All right, we're over here. We're on Thursday after the close. That's where we're at right now. Apple, Visa, U.S. Steel, Juniper, Western Dig, Mondelez, Atlassian, Robinhood, all reporting tonight. We are going to stream the earnings calls for Apple and for Robinhood on our YouTube channel tonight. Let me just confirm the time for you right now. The Apple conference call is at 5 p.m. The Robinhood conference call is also at 5 p.m. So we'll be doing that, youtube.com/Benzinga, to actually watch the earnings calls and listen. You can do it on the IR website, but why not do it and hang out in chat with us? So that's what we're going to do. Is going public like Start Engine? It is similar. Yeah, it's a similar idea. The idea is that you invest in a company before they go public. But it's not quite the same thing. But it's a good question, Melanie. So here's the calendar for tonight, and then while we're at it tomorrow morning, Caterpillar, Chevron, Phillips 66. That's pretty much it. That interests me tomorrow morning. So big day for earnings. Apple. Let's go to that Apple chart, Aaron, and let's look.
It's red.
I know. We did go red.
Apple, whatever happens with Apple this afternoon is going to determine what the market does tomorrow.
For sure. I'm with you 100% on that one.
I mean, Apple's what? It's the biggest weighting in SPY.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Most valuable company. I mean, here's what I'm worried about, honestly, is that Apple reports good earnings, good revenue,
and the stock
beats.
Sells. Yep.
Yeah, and they give like a little bit of. I mean, it's just smart as it's smart as like an executive to give some kind of conservative guidance because then it sets you up to beat it. Like, what do they really want to say?
That's what Elon Musk did last night. He was so conservative,
which is like rare for Elon Musk, but it's probably still in that had some claims that will end up not being missed deadlines.
Well,
I don't know. I can't speak on it. I didn't listen to it or anything.
You know what he said? He said that the robot. What's it called, everyone? What's Tesla's robot? The humanoid thing? What's that called? He said that's the most important thing they're working on right now. Anyway, Apple, red for the day. While we're at it, we should just take a look at Tesla because it's had a pretty rough go of it today. No buyers today, off the open. No buyers for Tesla. Straight down, still making new lows of the day, down almost 9%. Again, this goes back to what I was saying the other day. Trying to interpret whether earnings reports are good or bad, and I'm really speaking to myself here, it's a fool's errand. I'm just going to be honest. And I've conditioned myself to, look at the EPS and look at the revenue and look at the estimates and whatever unique metrics apply to that company, whether it's MAUs or comps or whatever. But it's good to know that stuff. But honestly, the market reaction is going to be what it is, regardless of what the numbers are. It's going to be driven by computers and driven by algos, and you're better off following that than trying to be the person to say, no, this was actually a good report, or no, this is actually a bad report. Long term, they matter. Short term, they don't. They don't. So Tesla, rough go over today, but again, the story will be Apple tonight. That's where we're at. Apple just turned red. Q's also just turned red. Here's my overview of the market today. We've got there was more green here this morning. We are now red in more sectors than we are green. Communication services up 0.5%. Consumer staples up 0.5%, and then utilities up 0.5%. That's what we got. That's what we got today. So anyway.
All right, we've got about 4 more minutes left on the show. If you guys missed it earlier, I've got a ski trip coming up. Don't have enough money for it, so I'm looking for ways to raise capital. If anyone's got a nice YOLO trade for me to make.
Wait, we never finished the Vail thing. You want to buy some? No, we want to sell. You can't sell. We want to buy some.
Are you talking about on the stock Vail Resorts?
Yeah. You want to buy a little something?
I'm looking at the chart right now. In the last
month,
it's down 20%.
Can you buy a monthly, or is that not good?
I could. I don't know like directionally which way I'd want to. It looks very bearish. The chart looks very bearish to me, but it does look like we're at 267 right now. We've got some previous resistance at 265. Okay. That could be interesting to wait and see if it bounces off that level, and then if it does, to get in on the upside. I don't hate that. But right now...
So you're going away for President's Day, which is before the 3rd Friday in February.
No. Yes? No?
What?
I don't know.
Are you asking me? Yeah. Yes. Isn't it? President's Day is the 20...
Well, let's look. No, the third Friday in February is the 18th.
Oh, the 18th. It's
early. That weekend.
Oh.
It's that weekend. I'll be traveling to Colorado that Friday.
Oh. All right.
Netflix puts...
buy some February puts.
SQQ will put you in a chalet for a week. I like that. You sold me on that, and now I'm picturing myself. See, that's a good salesman. You got to be able to let the person that you're trying to sell to picture themselves in the car, whatever you're trying to sell. I can picture myself in a chalet.
Can I give a quick update on my?
Is that what it's called, a chalet?
Yeah. Okay. Can I give a quick update on my gambling life? Remember I mentioned the DraftKings blackjack I was doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that money's all gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Spencer got down to $1,
and then I got up to 90, and now it's all gone.
What's the return from $1 to $90?
Gajillion%. It's all gone now, though.
Yeah.
I lost in 2 minutes last night. Anyway, yeah. Okay, we'll have to follow up on this Vail.
I have the one thing I should probably sit on the sideline for a second. I still have like $400 buying power in my Robinhood. I do have these Apple calls for today, so that could be like a make or break. If these expire worthless tomorrow, which I'm anticipating they do, I'm gonna need a big YOLO trade with these last $400.
All right.
I'm just saying how it is. And then if I don't, then I have credit cards for a reason. So
hey, credit's a thing. All right, we're gonna wrap. That is the end of our show today. This was a fun one. I had a fun 2.5 hours. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to go to our swag store, the website swag.benzinga.com. Link in description. If you want to check out Benzinga Pro, free 2-week trial for everyone. Pro.benzinga.com. What else was I going to say? Email us with feedback, shows@benzinga.com. And
Doug, I don't know if because Ross Gerber likes it means that's a good thing or not. But
yeah, Ross was your boy.
He is our boy. He's a friend of the show.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it's not enough for me to say like, oh, Ross likes this stock, so I love it.
All right.
Same thing with Kathy Wood.
All right.
Same thing with Warren Buffett.
The roadmap is going. I bought Kraft Heinz because of Warren Buffett. I got screwed. Well, the roadmap.
What does that guy know?
What does he know? The roadmap is going live right now. We're talking NFTs. NFT winter? No such thing. Well, maybe there is such a thing. I don't know.
Winter is coming.
Winter is winter coming, or is it here?
Or is it going?
So this stream will end, redirect you automatically to the roadmap going live. They're talking meme stocks and JPEGs. The roadmap live right now. Everyone have a great rest of your day. I will catch you on At the Close in an hour and a half. And stay green out there, everyone.
Happy trading. And pray for Apple today. For me.
Pray for Apple.
We'll be right back.